You know, I've been here since a very, 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 very long time. Since September 9th of 1997, I'm a goddamn legend in JoJo Pro. I'm a goddamn icon in JoJo Pro. And lately, the promoters and the booking staff been booking people like Kenny Hart, Jack Evans. Those punks do not belong in Jersey or Pro. So what I gotta do? I gotta bring the sickest force in the wrestling industry. My boy, low-key, worldwide, nation, the international dog. And I got my brother, B-boy, from Cali Love. You don't understand this. The Hit Squad back in the day was dangerous. But now, this is the new improved the Hit Squad. The SST Strong Town Love. And B-boy, brings the money tonight.
As you know, no matter what show it is, whether it's the volumes, until the final whistle, the watch list, you know, we start every BGW affiliated show with a question. And my question for you gentlemen tonight, Homicide, you know, this is the dignitary that we are talking about tonight. He was a part of a group called the Rottweilers. Low-key, Rocky Romero, Ricky Reyes, Julian Smokes. My question for y'all is, who today would you slot in to be a member of the Rottweilers? And you cannot say Mike Santana.
Okay. Right.
That's immediately where my mouth.
Hey, yo. That's a challenge.
On the spot. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I think I got it.
Yeah, hello.
It's around the same time, and it's the same vibe. And it's kind of like town shit, East Coast shit. And I mean, granted, I don't know how you might feel about this Scotland. He's still performing to this day. He's taking dates with GCW. Still doing this thing. Give me the legendary Ruckus, man.
Ruckus.
If we could do it. Yeah.
CCW legend. I ain't mad at that. And
it's the same. It's the same time as the same. But I don't know. But
yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Yo, you know what? You know who I would go with, and I wish he was still here to get those flowers. Matt Travis, Murder by Kicks. Matt Travis,
that's hard.
Who was House of Glory legend in the making, young dude, but was definitely of that ilk. You know, trained by Amazing Red, came up under. He was like literally the next generation of New York wrestling, and unfortunately, you know, a few years back, he had a bike accident and got killed. But the reason why I want to bring him up is like he's of that ilk of like, man, like aggression, technique, believability, and just of course that New York flavor, you know, really being from outside and now I'm wrestling to get away from whatever. Matt Travis, Murder by Kicks for sure.
I like that. Damn. Yeah, rest in peace to Matt Travis too. I've vaguely heard of him in passing, but like
he was him and Ken Broadway were very, very connected. Like when I started getting in the House of Glory, the two of them was almost like Cam and Jim Jones. You know what I mean? Like literally the roles that they were playing was almost like that. And from that point was able to see Matt Travis blossom into a legit wrestler too. You know what I mean? So we're very, very connected to cash flow Ken Broadway.
So I got an underrated pick. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all remember in WWE, there was two Sin Caras. The one that was beating everybody's ass backstage, that's who I would put in. I don't know what his ring name is now. I believe he went on. Hey, what was his name in WWE before Sin Cara? Because in my head, in my head, I'm saying Hechicero, but I know that's not it.
Nah, it's not him. Because the other one was Mystico, right?
The other one was Mystico.
Yeah,
the one that had the tattoo.
Backstage dude. Yeah.
I can't remember. He used to come out with a Tongaloa on the bike.
Oh yeah.
That shit gonna bother me.
Yeah, it is. This that guy Greg when you need him.
That was what I'm saying.
Exactly.
But if I was to do like on the opposite side, like a woman, I'd probably put Diamante in there.
1,000%.
Yeah, I
Diamante
think
is that to a T.
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like she'd be perfect. Like if she was if women's wrestling was like the matches they were having in Ring of Honor Shimmer around the 04, 05 time, phenomenal. But like if you had thrown Diamante in there and like there was like the accolade of like what we see today, she would absolutely be like an absolute killer. You know what I mean? Like I could just see her, Julia Smoke in the background, hyping her up, Homicide hyping her up. Like she'd be perfect.
Yeah.
You could even go Mercedes Martinez also.
Yeah.
Now she was around at that time. Yeah, she would have. Oh yeah. Hold on, I got the name right here. His new name is Zeta de Oro, but it was Unico.
Yes.
But yeah. I mean, the natural
body to the fade, bro.
Shoot, he would have been the new low key in the group.
Yeah.
High key.
Hey, look, we haven't played in a long time, man. Let's play the intro.
So,
why does it matter to me? It's in my veins, baby. It's in my blood. You understand? Since kindergarten, since I was about this high, I've been watching wrestling.
Watch this. This ain't the pod for the gossip kid. BGW watch list. Black guys, civilized them 85s. Acknowledge the nerd that knows with the vibe. If you catch my live, Scotland goes live. No logos, bell the bell. 5 leave for the leave it off the list of them holy grails. Speak raps with Chaz and D-Mac. 3 count on D-Mac. Telling bars to relax. Watch this. Watch this. Black guy. Watch this. The watch list. Black guy.
Ladies and
good.
boy,
that was that. I love that intro so much, man.
classic.
Sounds good.
My guys, first, welcome everybody to, I guess you could say the official season premiere of the watch list. You know, the show where we get together. Yes. Where we get together, we talk about these graps. We don't give a damn about your stories backstage. We don't give a damn what so-and-so said. We talking pure graps, pure wrestling, and we're doing something different. So for people that remember the watch list, we would select a match. We would go through the history, go through the actual match. We would hit it with the Nolo Green 5-leaf rating. We're doing something different this season. We're not doing it weekly. It's either going to be bi-weekly, might even be try. I don't know. I don't have the type of time anymore. But what you're seeing is the official way of what I consider an all-star panel. You know what I mean? Where we all collectively get together. We might talk about a wrestler's career. We might talk about a particular pay-per-view. But we're going to be talking and we're going to be discussing major things involving per wrestler. And tonight is a special night. You can't do a season opener and it be whack. You know what I mean? Right. Everything got to be on point. And tonight we are talking about the Notorious 187 Homicide.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ghosts to ever do it. But
legend.
Like I said, we have an all-star panel. You know, we'll go around the room. Of course, starting out first, it is your boy, Poetic Scotland Underwood.
You already know who it is, man. 5th chair, BGW. Lil Pierce, AJ Styles P. Loney Shivani. Hello Night. Yeah. All of those good things. It's good to be here tonight, my Ringside Club brothers, man. And you already know what time it is. We definitely shouting out the big homie 187 Homicide. It's great that he got to celebrate his retirement during the week of his birthday. I think that's a very beautiful thing as well. That's like full circle, you know what I mean? But welcome back to the watch list, everybody. Love y'all. It was good.
And truthfully, you're like for these gentlemen, I don't even really got to give them an intro. They practically part of the family. They're part of the family. They're part of the show as they are.
Yeah,
so they can
go.
I
was flipping for a minute. I thought they was about to go.
I ain't want to overstep, but we at the point now. I could just come through the crib, get something out the fridge, you know? Like,
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
nah, man, you know, my name is A.O. Baker, Ringside Club representative, Signature Move Show host, part of my fresh representative. I'm just happy to be here, man. Coolest thing, we was talking off air real quick, is like this was a nice little period of time where I wasn't watching wrestling like as heavy as I do now. So the cool thing about going back specifically to learn about Homicide and just watch a lot of these classics is this is educational for me. This is a lot of the first time I'm seeing a lot of this for the first time. So this is dope. You know, it's good to celebrate a guy who's been a New York City staple.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and been one of those guys that his name absolutely rings bells if you're paying attention. You know what I mean? So shouts to Homicide. Salute to the good sir on a very long, lengthy career. I mean,
It's the kid Chad Law, CHADLAW, the other half of the Ringside Club, RSC. You know what I'm saying? You know the effing vibe, just the PG era of the RSC. So you'll always be able to hear clean content on our end because we don't curse on this side. Because we're appealing to all of our lovely viewers and subscribers that are of all ages. Children
for the
of all
babies,
ages,
God.
You know what I mean? Mother flipping. This is what we're doing over here on the Ringside Club. We keeping it clean, but you know what I'm saying? I got that. Look at this cap right here, man.
Come on, man.
This is super smooth right here, man.
Yeah, man.
Make sure I go to Pardon My Fresh and pick these joints up. Everything is pro wrestling. Y'all know where to find them. There's only a few left, though. So make sure y'all grab them as soon as possible, ASAPidly, or y'all will be out of luck. Shouts to those that got the cups. It's the almighty RSC. Long live the cups. You know what I'm saying? A couple people have sent me some pictures of how their cups have deteriorated at this point in time since we've given it to them, you know what I'm saying, from last year. So shout to y'all that's always tuned in, always subscribing, man. Love to our brothers, the BGW, man. This is a great time right now for us to collaborate. I'm actually enjoying some Homicide matches right now. Yeah. I'm watching the TNA highlights of Homicide. I haven't really watched too much of the TNA stuff with LAX, but I'm a Homicide aficionado, not to the highest degree, but I did start watching Homicide in 2005, 6-ish, like right when he won the world title from Bryan Danielson. That's really where I was like, all right, yo, like I'm rocking with this guy because I was early ROH. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love that Samoa Joe collaboration, like them going against the Briscoes was fire. Like, salute to Homicide. I wish he could have had a mainstream run at some point. You know what I mean? Just from like a major company. I mean, AEW gave him some looks. They definitely, you know, they spotlighted him. I think he had a match. I think it's Moxley, if I'm not mistaken. Like nothing too crazy, just a quick little, you know.
Right.
Like he was there for a second, you know what I mean? But, you know, I would love for the OG to have had like a great showcase. But overall, his independent run and just the career that he's had, like he's a notorious 187, man. Much
I gotta say real quick, you know what I mean? One time for Eddie. Peace, Eddie, you know what I mean? Also, live from unemployment with BGW, Nolo Green, he's watching.
Nolo, what up?
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, appreciate you, good sir.
Gang.
You see how he always makes shit about himself? Like, unnecessary, dog. Like, you can't be like, yo, man, you know me, salute to everybody. He's like, I got this. Like,
Sidebar, shout out to all my other plant parents out there. I'm live from the lower layer right now. You know what I'm saying? I see all my plants going on here behind me.
Yeah.
So if you a plant parent, salute to you. If you ain't got no kids and you just take care of plants, you know what I mean? Welcome to the club, yo. You know where to find us, the Ringside Club, Plant Gang.
And I see the fifth Beetle has arrived. You know what I mean? He's getting set up right now, so I'm gonna let him get situated. You know,
a doozy tonight.
Shake to the LIO.
I have love for free too.
Yo, Nolo, man.
You don't have the disrespect of Enzo like that, bro.
I feel like I'm seeing the crumbling of the Beatles, man. Like,
hey, look, y'all. Like, I know this is a whole different program. Like, that's an evil dude, man. Like, be careful. You know
Evil is crazy.
But yeah, man. First of all, you know, I mean, I'm waiting to get the thumbs up from our fifth dignitary, but we appreciate y'all. You know what I mean? Like I said, this is the official season premiere. If y'all want to hop on a future episode of the watch list, please hit BGW Pod on X. I'll always be there. You know what I mean? Like I said, this whole season, we just want to open up. We don't even want to keep it with just matches. If you got a wrestler in mind, if you got a moment, a pay-per-view, shoot, if you got an album, like we can go through the whole John Cena Dr. Thug and Album's album. It don't matter, bro.
It's the trademark.
it don't matter. We can do what it
I
do.
saw the beat breakdown for the main joint the other day. Like my algorithms was algorithming, so I was on the gram and I forget homie that made
Jake
that.
One went crazy.
Who?
Jake One went crazy.
Jake One. Yeah, I saw him like break. That's where I got the sample from, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Platinum album, if I'm not mistaken. Is that a platinum album?
Yeah,
it's a platinum selling album, yo.
Yeah.
In 2000 and what, 5, 6? Like, yo, John Cena,
all hard copies.
He ain't no slouch,
Yo,
man.
Man got those Sam Goody sales, man.
That's a flex.
Yeah.
That's a quiet flex that I feel like he don't even use. Like, that's the type of ish that, like, in the heel run, I wish he would flex. Like, y'all, I'm a platinum selling artist. Like, word?
We gotta hear something about it.
Everyone do their Googles. Like, wait a minute, John Cena actually went platinum? Oh snap!
The title was the
Cena
cover.
went platinum as wild merch. Like
Forget
that
about
should
it.
be merch, bro.
That would have been tough. Like he should bring that up. Like,
I want to. He should have like people come down with like plaques, like while he's entering, they just walking through.
Yo, I thought of that because of the reference to the spinner belt. You know what I'm saying? When you reference the spinner belt, I'm like, he's taking it back. So maybe he might reference like, yo, it's the trademark. The so hit the fofos. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
we gonna hear some more.
Let's get into this homicide, man. Yeah. LAX.
Yes, let's get into it. You know what I mean? The Notorious 187 homicide. It is very imperative that we start this off when we talk about like the greats from that early 2000s era. You know, usually people will be like Brian, they'll bring up Joe. You know, I mean, we just saw the retirement of Christopher Daniels, the Briscoes. Without question, Homicide is in that upper echelon of influential wrestlers. Like, guarantee you probably don't even know half of the wrestlers that we have seen on our TV screens that Homicide trained, birthed. Like, I don't even think, like, in doing my research, I didn't even realize how deep the Homicide lore went. Like, I didn't know he started his career wrestling in a bodega in '94. And 3 years later, he got training from Manny Fernandez. Like, keep in mind, like 1994, this is the same year of
Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
Smoky Mountain Wrestling in '94. Homicide's wrestling in a bodega. Like, that's a madness right there.
Imagine New Jack and Homicide colliding. Imagine if Homicide was with the gangsters.
Oh, bro.
It would have been a different trajectory if Homicide was ECW at that time.
Oh,
like if he just clicked up and went ECW, like his trajectory and his career would have been
that'd have been like the first ever put plastic on a ground match.
The Dexter,
you know what
Dexter
I mean?
before the Dexter. He's got a body bag.
Oh man, shoot. What was your you know, whoever want to start out, but like when was your first like official memory of seeing Homicide? Because like I said, for me, I saw Homicide. I was 15, 2005, very disillusioned by what was going on WWE product. I was starting to get heavy in the TNA, like I was already watching, but obviously you want to watch more, you know what I mean, especially when you're a young kid. And so naturally gravitated towards Ring of Honor, but you know, this is the day and age of the internet where you don't readily have Ring of Honor clips available to you. Like YouTube had just got started. But I remember somebody had posted the wave clip the wave file of the Manhattan Mayhem match, which we will talk about, of Homicide, Low Key, Samoa Joe, Jay Lethal. And I had already, you know what I mean, like seeing like the Hurricane, Sugar Shane Helms, and when he did the Vertebreaker, Homicide did the same move, a little bit more of an intense drop. He called it Cop Killer, and he had Jay Lethal put him in the Cop Killer, and Low Key comes up, hits the double stomp. I legit thought he died. I thought he killed him. Yeah. I was like, I love this dude. Like, I need to see more of it. You know what I mean? So that was my first impression of Homicide. But what about you, gentlemen?
I could definitely start since I was coming in cold. So Around the time of 2006, I'm about to graduate from my local elementary Catholic school, and I love what I probably just experienced in the last 5 years. I think, right, WCW invasion angle. RVD becomes champ.
Underrated, man. It could have been so much better.
Yes, yeah,
could have been
absolutely.
so much better if we had some quality talent.
Absolutely, and I love talking about the invasion stuff over and over. That's probably another watch list for another day. You know what I mean? RVD becoming champ later on that summer. A lot of good stuff going on. But I was looking for more wrestling. You know what I mean? I was kind of, you know what I mean? It's just like, I kind of get that everything has kind of been like consumed. What's up, my boy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Julio.
Yeah, my fault, y'all. My fault. My fault, man. Real New York City. My fault, man. I'm fresh over the way, you know what I mean? Yeah. What up? My fault, y'all. I have a lot of good brothers on the stage right now. Hold on. A lot of good brothers on the stage. What's poppin'?
What up, baby?
Let's introduce. You know what I mean? But,
My fault. Hey, Chad. What's poppin', everybody?
What up, my boy? What's shaking with you? Trying to get the volume right real quick.
I was doing my thing, but everybody, if I can, you know what I mean? This is my brother. You know what I mean? Everybody, please welcome Heartbreak Julio to the watch list at this moment.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't feel right keep talking and I'm not, you know what I mean, like saying who this brother is, you know what I mean? The fucking pulse of this shit. You dig what I'm saying? So, and I'm glad he's here right now because he could probably, pick up or whatever the case is. So,
yeah, I heard y'all talking that cop killer double star. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
My brothers and my dad,
as they say,
are kind of
censored.
Yeah, the Gringo killer.
PG era of the RSC, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My bad, y'all. I'm where I'm at. Oh yeah. So my brothers and my dad, right, are like telling me about this shit called Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? They be down the Armory. They be down at the Murph. You know what I mean? On Pass Young Avenue down South Philly. Some more South Philadelphia nights that I wasn't experiencing yet. But I got brought into the Ring of Honor thing, and they brought me to this show in April. It's funny because my mom had like it was like a good family time because my mom just had like her 50th birthday. Yeah, I mean, my brother back in town, like everything was good, and they like, yeah, like we got these tickets down to the Armory. Yeah, I mean that like this weekend, and so I'm coming into ROH like, cool. I really don't know nothing about ROH, like, but when I get there, when I get to them, I'm like, oh, this is just like the bingo hall. This is just like, yeah, I mean, years ago. And so, long story short, man, we get to this fucking main event, and I see this white bull. You dig what I'm saying? He, belt collector. He come out. Then I see these other group of guys. You know what I mean? They got jerseys and shit on. I see this one cat got a bandana on, and he got a shirt on or some shit that say like, yeah, like something about his probation or some shit. So I'm like, who the fuck is this nigga? You know what I mean? Like the next 30 minutes I would sit through pretty much about like 27, 28, right? Okay. The next 30 minutes I would sit through was probably the most emotional I felt as a wrestling fan at that time, because I don't know these guys, right? But I know what wrestling is, and I know what in the style in which Ring of Honor used to do certain matches. Like, even go back and look at some of the, I'm preaching to the choir right now with this illustrious panel, right? And at my age, but when you go back and look at some of that fucking Bryan Danielson and Nigel shit, it's like the way that those matches were booked and the way that they ended in the ring, like, me finding this out later on, I'm like, okay, like this Ring of Honor shit really about like real storytelling. This ain't no bullshit. But when I got to the end of that match, when I seen the towel get thrown in, I'm like, how did this guy make this? And I seen what was going on during the match. He cutting the shit out of his arms, all types of goofy shit going on, right? Steve is getting his get back. You dig what I'm saying? But at some point, they got back in that ring and they was getting busy. You know what I mean? And so when Homicide locked this shit in and they threw that towel in, I'm like, what? You dig what I'm saying? And like, so, and that was me getting introduced to Julius Smokes and just everything going on with Homicide. And I'm like, if this is the shit that's going on in Philly, well, I'm 13, like, yo, sky's the limit for this wrestling shit. Like, this shit really going somewhere. And again, who is this nigga? I mean, y'all see 187 behind me, but I'm just like, who is this guy? You dig what I'm saying? So I don't want to take up too much space. I mean, that was my introduction. Years later, we ended up saying some great things. television shit. You know what I mean? We can even go back and talk about Danielson and Homicide. You dig what I'm saying, Jules? But yeah, that was my introduction. Like first time being at the Armory and seeing that man. You know what I mean? Seeing that guy from Brooklyn, New York City, man. Beautiful night.
I'm gonna go quick because like that match that you're talking about, like again,
Pause on that one. That was crazy.
Yeah, no doubt. Julio, you just came in. What I was saying earlier was like this. The coolest thing about talking about Homicide is like this was that period of wrestling I really was not tapped in whatsoever. Right, I didn't get back in until later. So I'm picking up bits and pieces. Like I'm going back and watching different feuds and going back and watching matches, not experiencing it in real time, but now as a student of the game, being able to experience it nonetheless and enjoy it. The cool thing about that Homicide match, Lo, that you just mentioned with Carino, with the fork and to the arm and then all of that, like I was today was the first time I saw that match.
Okay.
Right? So the coolest thing is like I'm picking up on just different phrases that commentary is saying. You know, like they're saying, "Oh, it's not a regular fork; it's a ghetto fork. It's a little sharper." You know what I mean? Like, just starting off with that slap that that knocked Carino out the ring, almost made him walk back through the entrance, through the ring. Slap fire out of him. So today was the first day that I actually saw that match. My first experience, again, because I have different gaps. My first experience that I remember with Homicide was I saw him on TNA here and there, right? But watching him live at House of Glory was the first time that I really remember experiencing it. I'm talking about maybe
Glory. House of Glory, shout out to Missouri, shout out to Hood.
Yeah, so probably like 15, 16, whatever year, Scott, that video I sent you the other day against Cash Flow Cam Broadway, whatever year is on that video. That's the first time that I saw him watch it, and why that match stood out to me. The match was dope. They was brawling on the outside, whatever. But by this time, like Homicide is a certified New York City wrestling OG, right? And Ken Broadway is on his way up. So it was less about the match for me and more about the commentary after the match, where Ken won. But Homicide is now giving Broadway his flowers as being one of those next guys that everybody in New York City should be paying attention to. It's like, I've been doing this. I had New York City on my back for 25 years. You the next one. You know what I mean? And that's like a moment because I remember by that time I've been watching Broadway for a lot of years anyway. So I've been seeing him come up and develop and improve and get his technique and his presence together. Spoke about Matt Travis earlier, RIP and the whole thing that they were building. But that was really dope. Because seeing Homicide as a guy who has seen it all as far as New York City wrestling, especially independent wrestling in particular, that was so fire to me to see like who he respects. Like I was a fan of Ken Broadway as it is, but to see who he actually respected was really dope. And the match was fire. You know what I mean? But that match that you're talking about with Carino, and then I saw like just on the playlist, the next joint on that match with Carino was the barbed wire joint. So that's next on my watch list now. It's like the barbed wire, no ropes match. It's like I need to watch this.
I got that on DVD still. Facts.
Yeah. Let me hold something, God.
Get the real experience. You feel me?
Yeah, let me hold something. Yeah.
I mean, Verge got. I can actually go get them from Verge. My boy Verge came. I got like 1,000 ROH DVDs over there already.
Fire.
Verge too, man.
Let's say my first time catching Homicide live in action, like when he's actually going about wrestling, was probably one of the best matches and probably one of the best cards ever. Like this actual podcast made me have to go down memory lane, right? So like because of that, I thought about the first time that I went to a wrestling show. And crazy enough, the first wrestling show that I ever went to was Ring of Honor, Sign of Dishonor, 7/8/2005 in Lake Grove, Ronkonkoma, New York, Long Island. Let me tell y'all some of the cards, some of the highlight that I actually had to sit and remember live that like, this is why I'm a fan of this person. Like, okay, now I know. Heartbreak Express and Jay Lethal versus Dixie. You know what I'm saying? Azrael versus Roderick Strong.
Yeah. Whoa.
Jimmy Ray versus AJ Styles. I saw AJ Styles for the first time, like after like seeing him on TNA and paying $9.99. Because I was like, AJ Styles coming to Long Island. I'm wilding. I got to see this. Saw him live.
You told AJ Jimmy Ray, you was there early. Like
So I was at that.
Oh, you was there.
Bordell Walker versus Nigel McGuinness.
Bull Del
Nigel
Walker. God damn.
Nigel McGuinness, like, I ain't really too versed in Nigel McGuinness, but he type cold. Like, this boy kind of, all right, the match was kind of a dud, but, like, he smoked him. You know what I'm saying? But the match that really got me next was the Four Corner Survival match. Jamie Gibson, Homicide, Austin Aries, and Samoa Joe. This was post Jamie Noble Trailer Park run with Nitty or Nadia, whatever her name was in WWE. So he was on the Ring of Honor circuit. This I remember on the IWC at the time. So he was actually in the field, Ring of Honor champion. He was getting it. I was like, oh, this the same Jamie Noble? Like,
Jamie, that boy.
It was him.
Nigga with the orange trunks with the Confederate flag on his back. Yeah, that Jamie.
Yes. And he was on such a run that he won this match. You know what I'm saying? Like, the ending happened, a trailer hitch to Joe. Aries hit a double brain buster on Joe. Aries sends James to the floor, but Homicide shoved him off the top rope with a lariat. But Gibson clotheslined Homicide off the top rope, hit a 450 on Joe, and pins Joe again. Now, Samoa Joe at this point has never beaten Austin Aries. So that was like the big thing going into Ring of Honor at the time. And I was like, this shit is kind of fire. Like, yo, who are these dudes? Christopher Daniels, Cole Cabana, and the main event was CM Punk, Jay Lethal, Ring of Honor World Title. And that was the first time I was ever a fan of CM Punk. Summer of Punk. You know what I'm saying? So, but the Homicide match, that was my first time seeing Homicide. So, like, that, like, blew my mind. Like, yo, he looks like the homie. Like, you know, I'm a kid, but, like, he looked like he could. I mean, I'm in New York. He could be from Brooklyn. Like, I've seen this guy. Like, he don't look like Joe. He don't like Jamie. He don't look like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't like Aries. He looks like the homie. And that's why I gravitated towards Homicide, because he seemed very relatable. Find out he's from Brooklyn. I was like, yo, he's literally he's up the road. He's up the LIE. Like, that's crazy to see. Like, but that was the first time I actually caught wind of him. And to follow his trajectory from there, he won the Ring of Honor title from from Bryan Danielson. And just his actual list of matches that he has with people like Jay Lethal, Roderick Strong, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, Austin Aries, Nigel McGuinness, Chris Sabin. Like, the list goes on and on when you look at Homicide's catalog. Like, he is one of the dopest independent rappers. He's kind of like the Rock Marcy of wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got a wild catalog where you're like, yo, when did Rock Marcy do a joint with? Yo, when did Rock Marcy? Yo, I didn't know he did a joint with. But you know, if you know, you know. And that's just who Homicide catered to all of his career. And I always respect him for that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, the BG Dub brought us here right now to discuss some great times of Homicide. You know what I mean? Salute. Notorious 187.
Julio, I've been waiting for this one, man. When was the first time you saw Homicide?
Man, first time I saw Homicide was the first time I seen the ROH DVD. So I was like, yo, what the fuck was this? But I had got put on. No, scratch that. So I worked at a wrestling store in Queens that was owned by Jack Sabbath, who ran UCW, which used to have all the shows. Eddie Guerrero's talked about him in his book because he booked Eddie Guerrero, low key, that classic match. So Homicide worked with him from day one. All the East Coast legends, they all know Jack, go through Jack. So I knew of Homicide through catching up, watching old videos. And I was like, yo, and it was crazy because I ain't even gonna lie. I seen E-Boo tweeted, and he described it perfectly because it was the same thing I said. I was like, yo, this nigga look like New Jack, but he could wrestle. I thought he was black. You know how everybody, in that era, we think everybody black. But I'm like, oh, no, this nigga's Spanish. Like, and then he was putting me on like, nah, this guy's really. And I'm like, yo, he gets crazy in the ring. He does technical. He can do lucha. He can do all kind of shit. Then he's hardcore. And he just had like aura, like just energy in his matches. So that was the first time I ever came across him. And I was just blown away. And then I fell in love with Low Key. So when I found out he trained Low Key, I said, oh, no, this is cold. First of all, I was kind of blown away to see that a trainer was so young and active. Like, that was the first time I ever heard of, like, somebody still in their formative years as a trainer. That was the first time I ever heard of that. Like, Sting ain't had no young boy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Rock ain't have no young boy. You know what I'm saying? Homicide had Low Key, Monster Mac, Moth, to countless of others I can't think of because we smoking gas. But I'm like, yo, this dude is crazy. Like, I'm like, yo. And then they respected because they call him D. You know what I'm saying? So they would talk. So I would hear they talk about him. So I got to like hear from him personally. Like, I remember the first time I actually met him in person, he had came to the store to Jack and he was smoking bud. I was like, yo, nah, this nigga. That night he became my top 5 because I really seen a wrestler I appreciated, and he really liked me smoking gas, and it was some good bud too. I'm like, and he rolling up in a nasty Philly or Dutch. I'm like, oh, this is really my nigga for real. Like, it's like
you rolling up in a Philly. That's when it's lethal, right there. You know
that's cap. You just gotta hope your idols is really who they are. That nigga really was who he was. So I was like, yo, nah, this nigga cool as fuck. Nigga dapped me up. I'm like, nah, this nigga my top 5. Then I was just like, yo, I would start to get into ROH. I would see all the feuds, him slapping, because I'm like, damn, Carino is from EC. I'm an ECW guy. This nigga slap Carino? This nigga giving Carino work? I was like, nah, this nigga cold. Nigga had a doula. Man, I can go on, man. We here, man. That's my guys. I've been on record top 5 Homicide. Everybody like, yo, who Homicide? I got to explain it to niggas. Yeah, Homicide. That's my top 5. Sting, AJ Styles, Bryan Danielson, The Rock, and Homicide. Joe Low Key can fight for 6.
It's an eclectic mix.
Y'all know I ain't got no cherry coke. I ran off the bed. Wait. What up, Bodega?
Here we got some.
Gino, what up? Oh, man, we got Gino in the building. We got the good guys.
We got a lot of good people in the chat right now. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Mars, what up? What up?
Yeah, what up?
So I figured the easiest way to break this down when we talk about the career of Homicide and, you know what I mean, the collective matches that we watch is to kind of go by promotion to promotion. You know what I mean? And starting that out is Jersey All Pro Wrestling. Jersey All Pro Wrestling, shout out to Fat Frank. Probably an underrated promotion when you really like break down like who went through that territory. Like we talking, like I said, Homicide, Eddie Kingston, the Haas brothers, Low Key, Mike Awesome did a spell there. Joe, I think that was the first. I think Jersey All Pro was the first American promotion Kevin Owens worked. Like, you know what I mean? Like legit legends walked through that territory. Homicide being one of the first, like, I guess you could say homegrown stars at that time. You know what I mean? I think he made his debut around 97. Then, like I said, this is after a period where he's had the formal training and everything. He was part of the tag team, the Nation of Immigration.
He fought Terry Funk.
For Terry Funk, yeah.
Yeah, 2-3 too early.
But Julio, I know you are a Jersey All Pro connoisseur. You know what I mean? Like, how big was Homicide for that organization?
Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth. That's it. Hogan, whatever nasty name. I'm sorry, but like I'm just trying to. That guy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Homicide made stars, made Jay Lethal. Shout out to Mama Lethal. Rest in peace, Mama Lethal. Because she was in the crowd. Lethal parents was in the crowd. These niggas would beat the dog shit in front of his parents. No fucks given. Real shit. Teddy Hart. He was fighting the whole Canada. That's how I know Kevin Steen, because he was beefing with Homicide, Key, because Teddy Hart had to get somebody, because Teddy Hart was wild and we ain't have no friends. And then the Montreal niggas was getting crazy because it used to be Generico, Kevin Steen, Paul's nigga named Beef, but he was busy. He got busy. And I had to do the full name, but I can't think of the full name on time. But it was a couple of them niggas that got busy. Steen was getting busy, whooping ass. I was like, oh shit, Steen crazy. Then I see him blow up. I'm like, it all makes sense. A lot of niggas ran through Jersey All Pro, but Homicide had the strong style thugs. It was him, Low Key, B-Boy had California. That's when you have to see the East Coast, West Coast niggas teaming and linking up like Culture, because B-Boy was that nigga in the West. You feel what I'm saying? So him teaming with Homicide, they had one of the great tag teams. That was a great tag team. You feel what I'm saying? Like Hit Squad, they were feuding with the Hit Squad family. So it was just classic times. That Terry Funk was like, that's why he got the Terry Funk match. The show was called Funkin' Homicide. You feel what I'm saying? Because this was a dream match. You feel me? Like, and it meant a lot through Homicide being trained by Manny Fernandez. Manny Fernandez close ties with Terry Funk. You feel what I'm saying? So
Isn't that's where Danny Moff started being called Danny Moff, right? Like that's where his name was something else before Jersey Pro, wasn't it?
I'm gonna keep it 100. When we off this shit, I'm gonna tell y'all the real story. It was a crazy story with Moff shit, but yeah, Moff was Jersey All Pro, but he was on Mafia. Then went to Dan because he had the title run and he was getting busy, and then all of a sudden he just had to retire real quick. You know what I'm saying? Retired for wrestle a couple years, then he came back. You know what I mean? But
you bring up the Terry Funk match. You know what I mean? Truthfully, I didn't know that match actually took place. I didn't know it existed. So like today was the first time I'd ever seen the match, and I said it off air. I have never seen somebody dog walk Terry Funk the way Homicide did. Homicide beat the shit out of Terry for a clean. That boy. Yeah, it was. And keep in mind, we talking about, like, I like to think that if you came up to me and was like, Terry Funk is the greatest wrestler of all time, more than like, I'm gonna shake your hand. I'll be like, you know, ball, you know what you're talking about. We talking about a career that is like we talk about the transitions Jericho made. Terry Funk did them way before that. You know what I mean? Especially with keeping up with the young talent of today. But I always like to think, especially in the later years, that like if Terry Funk had a one-on-one match with you, he had to have a level of respect for what you do and how you conduct yourself as a professional wrestler. And so seeing Terry Funk and Homicide, you know, you brought up that I guess for like an outside view, Homicide could be perceived as like New Jack but can wrestle. The match itself, like the match itself was like a brawl, but like you saw
actually a match, not a hardcore match.
Exactly. What's everybody's thoughts on that match?
Yo, can I go first? Because I just want to like the picture.
Wolverine, what's up?
A lot of Wolverine, my boy.
Yeah,
we're about to cook some up. We go Wolverine. I did that beat, filthy Wolverine. We're gonna talk about it later. Yeah, I might need you to review this one too. I gotta come already on Chad Law. That's a big cosign. That Chad Law review different, but we gonna get into all that. I watched a lot of legends go to independent wrestling. You feel what I'm saying? I watched a lot of independent wrestling. Legends like Terry Funk, I watched a lot of them. Name them. WWF niggas, WCW niggas, ECW niggas. I watch niggas get a bag, go in there, wrestle for like 10 minutes, do half the shit, and go about their business, chill out, drink beer, hang out in the crowd, and dip off. You feel what I'm saying? So for 2003, Terry Funk to be where he's at, to not only go, that match was like 30 minutes. And he got the shit beat out of him for 28 minutes of it, damn near beat the dog shit, like Homicide, dog walk him for 30. That shows you the level of respect for Homicide and what he do in his work and how Terry Funk cared enough to give him that. You feel what I'm saying? And that match is meaningful. You know what I'm saying? And Homicide to give it back to Terry Funk and showing like, damn, that power driver is still undefeated, man. When he hits you with that power driver, you know what I'm saying? It's real poetic. It's real justice. So just for Terry Funk to show up to a Jersey All Pro, Terry Funk done WrestleManias, NWAs. I just watched Terry Funk in Philly in '89 have it. You feel what I'm saying? Lighting shit up. Going to Broadway Rec Center in New Jersey. You feel what I'm saying? Which is beautiful, by the way. Beautiful. If you can find wrestling there, go watch it in that venue. Beautiful venue. For Terry Funk to do that on that platform showed how much he cared for Homicide and who Homicide is. And that's why I picked it, because you can't tell the story of Homicide without telling Jersey All Pro.
Yo, piggybacking off what you were just saying, Julio, about like Terry Funk gave him a lot. Not only giving Homicide a lot on offense, but I took notes, just this one little sequence where hit him with the Hangman's neck breaker, 2 stunners, a DDT on the floor, pile driver on the floor. Back to back to back to back to back. Should put
Will
anybody
Ospreay,
out.
Kyle Fletcher special. Early.
But like, not only was Terry Funk like, yeah, you can get off, but like he gave him all of that too, and he was still able to continue the match, didn't take him out. That's respect as well. You know what I mean? I'm hitting you with some heat. You know what I mean? Another thing that stood out to me, because again, like Scott, this is the first time I saw this match today. Also, I'm looking at a young, fresh Paul Turner, babyface Paul. You know what I mean? Like fresh out the womb, Paul Turner. I'm looking at the Terry Funk moonsault commentaries. Like, yo, I thought he stopped doing this. He hasn't done this moonsault in years. You know what I mean? So to see like Terry Funk respect Jersey All Pro that much, and like, nah, I'm going just like I respect this, just like any other, you know, reputable promotion and a reputable wrestler. You know, I'm going. You know, so he gave Homicide a lot with that, and then you know he made mention to Sabu, you know, coming in to do a little dance afterwards also, which you know, I ain't never nothing wrong with that.
I even go. I can't remember. It probably happened though.
Yeah.
Everybody got a Jersey All Pro bag. I ain't gonna hold you. Everybody got a little Jersey All Pro money. Facts.
Yeah. And to piggyback off of that a little bit, Ayo and Jules, like in the respect in like the cathedral that ended up, you know, that is, you know, Jersey All Pro now, but the cathedral that he was walking into, and you know, up until that point, Homicide, you know, building that place up. One of the beauties of the match for me was how early Terry got color. You dig what I'm saying? Like that's one of the beauties
like within
of it
10 minutes.
Yeah, about like 7-8, right? If
that shit was like, it was a niggas hit the floor, a nigga fell down, came up. Facts.
Yeah, I was about to say, like they went outside and that was it. Like,
yeah,
here we go,
and I rewatched it and I was like, damn, I don't even remember that happening that early. He got to that color early, so I thought it was gonna be like a 15-minute sprint.
Yeah,
that's what fire because it was like, damn.
I'm like, no, they
got
yeah. So that's the best thing about it for me, man. Like, and Terry is a grail. You dig what I'm saying? Like, people done traveled miles to come see this man, like Russell at. You dig what I'm saying? Like, hold downs in Texas, like motherfuckers from Scotland and England, and you know what I mean? And came over and seen Terry. We seen the documentaries, but yeah, man, that's that for me that showed the respect he had that night for Homicide.
Chad, what you got, bro?
I actually got a survey time, because you know, like how we do with the RSC, we always like to just drop a survey from time to time. Can any of y'all fellas give me a signature move of Homicide? Because upon my review, he's got more signature moves than Jey Uso at the moment, and I'm a Jey Uso guy too, but he actually has more moves than Jey Uso. So we're gonna go around, you know what I'm saying, the club, and we're gonna just ask really briefly, can any of y'all fellas name me a signature Homicide move if y'all know off the top of your head?
Yakuza kick, man. Going with the Yakuza kick.
Yeah, I guess that kind of could be one. That kind of could be one.
I got one, but I'll let y'all go. I'll go first. I'll go.
You go ahead.
I got Koji Cutter. That Koji Cutter.
There we go.
Like, he need to be in there too. He had a clean Koji Cutter.
He did a top rope one as well too. The top rope joint was A1. You know what I'm saying? That one he did on Eddie Kingston, crazy enough. That was crazy. Hello, what you got?
I'm gonna just go back to basics, man. I love the title change, Gringo Killer, bro. I don't. That's just in this. You know, that's me. I'm. You know, it's the political one. You know what I mean? I like the other one better. You know what I mean? But the Gringo Killer is it for sure.
Gringo Killer, man. I remember I first seen Shane Helms because it's the Vertebreaker. So like when I first seen that in WCW, like I was like, this is such a complex move, and this looks like it hurt. Like this is really gonna hurt when you fall. So like his version with the running version too, which he was doing.
Oh yeah.
He killed Jack Evans one time. He literally just ran and just dropped him. Like I was
Everybody killed
Jack.
Jack
He was
Evans.
like, "Yeah, what's up?" And Jack
I was
Evans,
about to say Jack
pulled
called
that
mad
crazy.
bad ones from everybody, bro.
I need Jack Evans versus Darby Allin. I need Jack Evans versus Darby Allin. Tony, holla at me.
Yo, we started on Dark in like 2019, man. Remember that episode, right? The Rampage.
Yeah, they never do it, but you know, Jack ran to Mexico. There was a couple issues. You know what I mean?
Skyland, what you got? What's your homicide move of choice?
Oh shoot, the Tope Con Hilo, like Gino said it in the
Tope Con kill you.
The Tope Con because the way Homicide did it, it was like we talked about the way like Darby would hit the ropes and go out, like the speed Homicide would run, do it. And then the somersault that preceded, you know what I mean? Like he did that.
And he's a stocky guy. That's a lot of weight coming at you at that velocity, bro.
Yes. I'm gonna go Julio, you say you join? Which one you rocking with? You rocking with the cop, the cop killer? Low got that. All right.
I got another one if y'all don't pick it.
What you got? I'm curious to see what you're gonna say.
Harriet. That was his move.
That's what I saw. That's the first move I saw him hit in person. So I thought that was his joint until I did my knowledge in the science. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, this ain't always the go-to, but that's what he's gonna hit with ferocity.
Yeah, he gonna hit the lariat for sure.
I'm rocking with the one that I really like. It's a hidden gem, but he was the first person I saw do it at that show. Was the knee scrape, which essentially is what everybody, I think, who does that? Joe? I think him and Joe used to do that. Like, I think Joe still does that, actually. Where you sit them in the corner and then you run across and slide your knee or your foot across their face. Like, kind of like what Almanac does with the hip check or Tony Storm.
Homie does that in New Japan now. TJP still be doing that.
TJP still does that? Wow.
Yeah,
TJP reference in 2025. Holy smokes. TJP is still out
here,
man.
And I was thinking about that. That was honestly the first thing I thought about. And I was like, yo, that's really that move where he hit that right in the corner and it's clean. And you heard it live. So you hear that smack live. That's why I know.
I didn't know it was knee slaps. I didn't know it was thigh slaps. I was like, nah, he knocked him out with that one. You heard it. I was like,
he's dead.
I said, venue, you want everything in there. Facts. I remember that venue.
But yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling with it, man. As far as JAPW, he got a hell of an eclectic blend with this one. The Terry Funk match was kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? A real vital one. I ain't gonna say I'm too much versed with that one. I tried to give that one a shot, but I was just like, yo, I'm really rocking with this low key one. You know what I'm saying? This low key Samoa Joe. That's kind of the vibe I was in. Like I was just stuck in that one. Like that whole aura, like that Ring of Honor aura is what really caught me. Like I love that era of Homicide. Like, and the fact he only had one reign as Ring of Honor champion kind of blew mine. Like, is anybody else bothered by that? Like, he only had one reign, and it wasn't even the most memorable of title reign. He just got the Chris Sabin, yo, you got the belt now. You know what I'm saying? Hold it down for a little bit. But you're gonna get that up real shortly.
All right. Because it took me a while.
Feedback on that. You talking about the ROH era.
That was one of the greatest title chases of all time. I put that up there with any title chase promotion. I will put that title chase up there with that. That night, I wasn't there that night, but I got my man text me that night when Morishima, and I ain't never forgive Morishima. I ain't never forgive him for that. That nasty backdrop driver and beat him in Philly, low, in your town, in your city. Get him dirty. I remember that.
Bad work.
That shit broke my
The
heart.
Young Bulls.
My man only got like 1 week in the title defenses and one shit in New York, got the victory in New York, and then they say, yeah, we're going to give Vincent Morishima. He didn't get a rematch. As much ROH title rematches niggas got, my man never got a rematch. Let that be for the record.
I'm always perturbed by that, even doing my knowledge and science going back with the history. I'm like, yo, my man's never got another shot at like it's 2006 he did this. And it's like, yo, mad-ish has changed since 2006. You know what I'm saying? Like, Adam Cole has had multiple runs with multiple titles in Ring of Honor, and Homicide only had one measly world title reign. I always kind of felt that. that bothered me a little bit.
You gotta remember too, like at that run, he was already knee deep in TNA. Like I'm pretty sure that was more TNA saying like we need Homicide, and obviously
LAX was on fire.
They paid more money. So
Hey, man, they gave it to him though. They could have gave it to him, man. They could have done him better than that. That was a great title run, title chase. It should have been longer. Morishima gave everybody a fucking title shot. It never gave Homicide a title shot. But I played it in 2K. Homicide did get his revenge in 2K. Let that be known. Fuck out of here. Yeah, I said it. I'm petty. I never liked that. I never liked that
on YouTube too, Jules. We might need that. We might need you to upload that to YouTube.
I hate when I don't lose and then don't get no rebound. And don't get back. Like Rock he lost to Brock Lesnar and got smoked on my birthday, and I never forget that. And that broke my little heart. But he never get back on TV. I found out he got to get back in Hawaii on a non-tape show. But I need that on. So when they was talking 2018 Brock rumors, I was always nigga like, yeah, Rock, yeah, Final Boss. Let's get that one back. I need all my niggas to get shit. I need all my niggas to get their smoke back. Facts. I'm sorry. I need all my niggas to get their smoke back. All my niggas.
I feel that. Listening to the Almanac, this boy Jules, bro.
Julio gonna be like, here comes the pain. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, I promise, man. I'm mad that they did Brock with the nasty names on them, the nasty news on them. Final Boss need to get that back. We need that back. We need that back.
That music, sidebar, if that music hit, everybody's gonna lose they mother loving.
Yes.
Yo,
enough time.
Gonna be like, nah, he wildin'. Nah, they not bringing Brock Lesnar.
That's gonna be the best John since the second return against Cena, night after Mania, green shirt, money Cena. That's gonna be the that's going to trump that by 500 1,000.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But no, Jules, like for this last year, this nigga Jules when it comes to this Final Ball shit on the Almanac, yo, that Final Balls coverage crazy. Go back to Mania 40 vibes on the Almanac, bro. Like, yes, he needs that. I'm like, yo, he really needed that bad.
I get back. It's a couple niggas Sting lost to that left the business. We need that. I need that get back too. I know he retired. I just hate it. As a fan, I'm like that. I just need. I know, but you know.
I know.
Oh, I get it.
I know.
Oh man, Almanac isms.
Since we on Ring of Honor, you know what I mean, kind of going like that pipeline because, like we said at the beginning, Homicide is up there with the Bryans, the Joes, the Briscoes, like the forefathers. Like he was on the first Ring of Honor show. You know what I mean? Like very prevalent. But you know, the first big feud was Carino. Sure, I remember the riot. I think it was the first anniversary show. Riot that took place.
Queens. Where happened at? Queens. Outside. Yeah. Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Outside Queen shit, yeah. I'll be biased on my New York City shit too. I'm sorry. You got the scope. New York-ish. You got the Norfolk scope, I know.
The Norfolk scope, that's my Madison Square Garden. Nobody can tell me that the Norfolk scope ain't the greatest wrestling arena alive. But you know, I mean, like that Carino feud, I think was prevalent for Homicide's career too. He permanently busted that man. Like the reason why Steve Carino cannot hear out of his left ear is because of the smack Homicide gave him.
Dog, that was a 5-minute intermission, damn near. We're gonna pause the match. Y'all could go get y'all drinks. I gotta get my shit together, bro.
Like, where he going?
Yeah, like he's like, nah, I'm out, right? I can't hear, B.
And I had to do the knowledge with my pop and my brothers, like that whole match. Like they was like, yeah, you know, that's like ECW. And I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, you know, it started to make sense, but bro, that shit was a fucking movie.
He was doing them back time. He hit him with a fork back. They had a segment backstage because that was always they used to cut little angles on their DVDs in the locker room in different parts of the arena. That nigga Homicide ran down and forked Steve Carino. Like he been giving him the shits for a while.
Blood feud, bro.
Sure, I'm not gonna lie. Like there's I forgot what the promotion was, but it was around like I think it was post-pandemic. but I forget how it's another North promotion, but Homicide had a match with Steve's son, Kobe Carino. And I was like, God damn, I'm old enough to say I've seen Homicide wrestle both Carino, father and son.
OG-ish.
And it was funny because he said in the promo, he was like, y'all fucking Carinos have ruined my life. I hate y'all. But I mean, like, what do y'all think about that feud in general, the match? Because, like I said, I feel like the best feuds come from people that probably genuinely don't like each other. You know what I mean? Like, I never got the sense that Homicide and Steve Carino were best friends. Like, I genuinely think they did not like each other. And it reflected in the matches. You know what I mean? So, like, do you consider that one of an underrated, underappreciated feud? Because it's not something that we talk about, but they brought the best out of both of them.
I was gonna say, like, I just thought they kept it very believable and really, really simple. Like, those matches weren't complex. You know what I mean? But like the intensity that they had, like, you believe 1,000%. Like, if I wouldn't be surprised at all that when they both get back, we're not saying nothing. You know what I mean? We're not saying anything to each other. You know, like that was believable as hell.
Yeah.
You smack me like that, bro. We ain't cool. We supposed to be working. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be working, bro. You smack me like that, I'm happy. We got talk.
And that's crazy because Steve Carino was like running 0-1 at the time, so he was like getting Homicide bags like that. So you gotta understand, he really smacked the shit out the plug. You dig what I'm saying? Like, that's why I really analyze that. He smacked the shit out the plug. Cause you know what I mean? Like,
real shit.
Yeah, I mean, like,
have they ever spoken about like have they ever actually talked about like their relationship? Any interviews or whatever where they talked about each other?
Yeah, they have shooting interviews and shit like that. Homicide being that Puerto Rican accent, fuck Steve Carino. You know what I mean? Like, and then Steve Carino be like, yeah, we was never friends. Like, same shit you said, bro. It was like they never was friends. It was what it was, man. But you know, that's that era. Is dance partners. Niggas didn't like each other. None of them niggas like Teddy Hart, but niggas made magic. You feel what I'm saying? Make magic with niggas you don't like.
I saw Teddy do a line on the way to the ring the other day, bro. Like he took a bump, like shorty he came out with, just like, yeah, I mean, and he just went in the ring.
Yeah,
like, man,
it's
crazy.
You know,
we saw Teddy Hart before he crashed out at MLW. Like, we saw the last remnants of what was supposed to be Teddy Hart.
Yeah,
I swore up and down Teddy was getting signed that MLW run. I swore he was getting signed.
Yo, that MLW run, like him, Davey Boy.
Yeah,
he had a little something. They had a little something, and then, you know, if your destiny is to go off the rails, you're gonna go off the rails, dog.
And it's weird too because Teddy Hart be getting arrested in Virginia. Like,
he never seen nobody. Yeah, like, what you doing?
You don't got citizenship. What are you doing?
He's looking for something specific.
That's interstate. Man, that's interstate. That's interstate. My man he be training cats.
Yeah, some good cats.
Yeah, the cat can talk to you. Only time you ever see a cat dap you up, like a cat adapt you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Before we move on from Teddy, like, for people that have never seen, I encourage everybody to go watch the interview that Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor did with Teddy Hart. Because in the room is Ricochet, Drew McIntyre, Johnny Gargano. Like, I think it was after
wavy group of people. Yeah,
it was a whole bunch. Like, I think it was during a WrestleMania weekend, and what you see is an interview. Like, what you pretty much seeing is a criminal confession. Like, everybody in that room got so uncomfortable with the presence of Teddy Hart. I'm not gonna say what he said, but you could tell, like, Chuck Taylor was terrified of Teddy Hart, and all while this nigga is stroking his cat. Like, it's
sick.
You know what? Anytime a black man says, I can't say nothing, and got his hands up like that, that nigga said some crazy shit. Some crazy shit was said. So as soon as you did this, I believed everything you said. I was like, all right. But yeah, facts.
The Joe feud, you know what I mean? Like, Homicide and Samoa Joe, active. Every time they got in the ring, just got active. You know what I mean? I would put Homicide as top 3 Joe's best opponents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you,
Intertwined like all the time, like down to Joe coming out to celebrate with Homicide after he beat Bryan Danielson. Like those two are quietly interlocked together forever.
that is my Homicide and Joe is my Carlos Colon and Abdullah the Butcher. Like niggas hate each other, but they respect each other. You know what I mean? Like
grimy.
Because Homicide just wanted the worst for Samoa Joe. Like he wanted, I don't even think Homicide, like he was like, yo, if I get this title, cool. If I can end Samoa Joe's career, that's even better. That's my championship.
You know it's up when you throw fire on a nigga. Facts. You threw fire on a nigga. That was it. You feel me? You threw fire on a nigga. They hated each other, man. That was great feud, man. Because you know Joe is unstoppable. So to see a nigga like Homicide giving him smoke, another nigga low key, Joe low key's beating Joe more times than the other way around. So these Brooklyn niggas would give Joe a problem every time. So and that feud started off the Carino shit. It started off the Carino shit. Pardon me. It started off the Carino because Joe was in a group. It was called The Group with Steve Carino, and Homicide violating Carino so much, he had to get Joe, and Joe like, nah, I'm not a chump like this nigga, because he ain't really fuck with Carino. That was the beauty of the storyline. He ain't really fuck with Carino. He like, this nigga chump, this nigga pussy, I'm not him. So then that's when them niggas started fighting, and then that led into that whole 2004 title run. It was like everybody talks about Joe and Punk, but Joe and Homicide. That started that year. You know what I mean?
Real shit.
What other thoughts y'all got on Homicide and Joe and everything? What do you like for y'all? What do y'all how do y'all see that intertwining? You know what I mean, like with top feuds? Because we talking about a period where Samoa Joe was arguably the best heavyweight champion in wrestling. You know what I mean? We talking about in the middle of that legendary Ring of Honor run, champion run. And, you know what I mean, constant people going for the feud or going for that title, but the consistent was Homicide, the Rottweilers. Like, what were y'all thoughts on that feud?
I love that it stayed like a continuous thing to the point where, like, if Homicide was still able to keep going and Joe was maybe still the AEW World Champion, they could have had their feud like a quick little one-off in AEW, like present day. Like even Homicide beating Joe in TNA, like that's how I remember like recent or one of the last times I saw Homicide like in a full match was him beating Samoa Joe for the X Division title. Like their feud, it just was. What's a feud right now? Like I don't want to say Punk and Drew, but like what's a feud that kind of could be similar to them, like transcending across multiple companies? You know what I'm saying? For years on end. I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head, but I'm sure it'll come to me. Pause. I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head. But it's one of those feuds that stick out because they can go for years on end. Like maybe Punk and Joe. Maybe just Joe has that ability to transcend. Joe and AJ, like maybe Samoa Joe is just a guy where like
Joe just has interpromotional beef and is always
yes,
the common denominator, man.
Yes. There
exactly.
That brought it together. Samoa Joe and his interpromotional beefs is always something that I'm just like, yo, it don't matter what decade, what promotion, Samoa Joe is always going to be tied to somebody with longevity. And Homicide and Joe they just gelled well, from tag team partners to bitter rivals to championship trade-offs. Like it's one of those rivalries to me that I really did enjoy on an independent scale. You know what I'm saying? I wish it could have been highlighted more, but honestly, like those two going together, that was a real good combination of wrestlers. And Drew power, hardcore, gritty, but still wrestling, and Joe's just power. You know what I'm saying? The power slams, whether it could be the mule kick, the muscle buster, like their trade-offs of finishers was just dope alone. You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on Joe and Homicide's like overall history with that. You know what I'm saying? I've enjoyed everything that I see when it comes to them two together.
I mean, shit for me, man. You had something, Jules? Go ahead.
No, I don't have none. I was just agreeing because he just said everything that's true.
Yeah. No, I mean, shit. Right. That's that's how you balance that out. I really love. If I could just grab something, I really love '07 Battle of the Icons match. That's my shit. That's my shit.
Well, you talking?
That's my shit. And that's the thing, like, all of them Jones, like all of them like Ring of Honor tapes. Like my brother, like he's like, we watch Ring of Honor tonight. You know what I mean? And this is like, this is niggas growing up now, 14, 15. They get to watch certain shit now with the older, you know what I mean? So, and I was always into the, doing shit with my folks and all of that. But like, this is when I really started to like fall back in love with wrestling, because it was just like, damn, bro, like it's really culture out here. It's really like real representation out here and shit like that. And like these niggas ain't no pussies. I mean, not but just what they displaying. You know what I mean? Like it reflected the for Homicide's case, right? Like it reflected the streets. It reflected where you gentlemen, you know what I mean, some people who we know come from. You know what I mean? So
right.
Yo, I wanted to ask you. You had his last match. When's you? Like I thought I saw you at the venue.
I was in the building. I was in the building. Hold on, my computer wild. You know how shit goes.
We need a little bit about that.
But yeah, I was in the building.
How was that?
So it was wild because truthfully, I was battling all day. Like, yo, I was gonna go because last time I seen Homicide was Homicide versus what was it, Matt Cardona. You feel what I'm saying? So I saw that, and I was like, I bet. I seen that. I'm good off that alone. You know what I'm saying? It was a good time at House of Glory. I was like, you know what? I can't. I just didn't feel right in my soul. I'm like, I ain't feel right in my soul. I got to go pull up. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to pull up. I went to the spot. Because I was trying to go online and tickets were sold out. So I'm panicking like, fuck it. I'm going to just go take a shot. I went over there. Beautiful venue. Arlo in Williamsburg. Beautiful venue. And the shit was crazy because the whole vibe, you could tell. I was seeing a bunch of luminaries, a lot of these niggas from the old days, a lot of niggas was outside, a lot of bald head niggas, shout out to that, a lot of bald head niggas, hey, yo, you already know, he was well represented. You feel what I'm saying? So it was a lot going on in the mix and shit like that. But the match itself, it was great. Alpha Jr. was wild. He was going crazy. Homicide was just himself. It was a great intro. They had a good move. He still can move sharp. He really retiring because of what he got going on. It's not because he washed the night. He's still good. He can still move quick. He going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it was a great match. It was very emotional at the end. That moment was a real moment. Mike Santana was brought to tears. Homicide was brought to tears. It was just a special fucking time in the building. It was just crazy. Facts.
Yeah, I got a question. How important is Julius Smoke to the presentation of Homicide?
Very important. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because at first he wasn't even in the building. He didn't even come out with him. Homicide came out in his own. Then all of a sudden, Julius Smoke came from the crowd and then jumped on the stage and just started talking mad shit like, beat his ass. Homicide took his jacket off. Then went to ringside. And it was nothing. It's like nigga came out the crowd and managed. I ain't never seen a nigga come out the crowd and manage. You feel what I'm saying? He came out the crowd and managed the nigga. That shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't your man's on his last match. That's like me seeing Low at his last speech. I come out there and manage it like, yo, Low, everything he said, I'm with him. I'm gonna call it out shit because fuck the mayor, fuck the councilman. I'm in there with Low. That's what that was like.
And that might be coming soon too. Me and Scott, and we were just talking about that. They might be coming soon too. You know what I mean?
I'll pull it up too. You heard? I'll pull it up. I'll pull it up for that for sure. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, we about to start full time. You know what I mean? But yeah, that might be you though.
I mean, no,
that's real shit though. Shout out to Julius,
whatever
man.
Your last paragraph is low on signs. I'm gonna just hold them up. Whenever you hit that bar, we just got it on signs. We ready?
Absolutely.
Bet. We gonna coordinate that.
Shit might even do a running.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like when I look at Julius Smoke and Homicide, like I guess for like the people that weren't there for the time, if I was to put a comparison, that would be Swerve and Nana. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm only comparing that just because like Nana is the perfect hype man to Swerve. Julius Smoke, like, if you ever watch a Homicide promo, especially during that time, and the energy Julius Smoke would always come with was intense, right? Because you know what I mean? Like, I've had the opportunity to talk to Julius Smoke. The person that you saw on them DVDs and TVs, that's really him. And that's what the thing I loved about it, because just the whole, you know what I mean? Like, he would have that crowd going.
I want to tell y'all a real ill Julius Smoke story that happened in Madison Square Garden, but I don't know if the statute of limitations up. I'll just say that. So I'm gonna tell y'all off air though. But it's legendary on my mama. I'm gonna tell y'all. Cause I'm gonna really tell y'all, like, I'm really wild. I be talking my shit like niggas be outside for real. I got a legendary story. I just can't say it on camera. I'm not used to that. But I'm gonna tell y'all off camera. But facts, Julius Smoke really him. I'll say that. That's not a gimmick. That's not a gimmick.
Oh,
yo, Gino, funny shit.
Yo,
that's what I'm saying. I ain't gonna do it. You already know. Don't on my back. You know that. Don't watch it. So I'm saying I can't say nothing. You heard?
Before we hit it with TNA.
My bad.
No, you good, bro. You good. We cooking right now. Before we get to the TNA run, last thing about Ring of Honor, the Colt Cabana feud, right? The Colt Cabana feud was essential because at the time, we talking the 05, 06, Colt Cabana was literally like, you know what I mean? Colt Cabana had some matches. He was mainly known for like being Punk's partner, but then Punk left Ring of Honor. And then the feud of the fall of 05, he starts getting into like these issues with Homicide. And if I'm going off of muscle memory, but I think the way the feud started is like somebody walked into somebody. I can't remember exactly if that was the sole reason, but I remember Colt Cabana did something. He apologized.
Yeah, so this nigga was so Colt Cabana's always been a funny nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Jokes, funny nigga. Ha ha ha, we love you, you funny. That nigga bumped into Homicide like I told you them ROH segments. He bumped into Homicide. Homicide like felt disrespected. Nigga just jumped on him. And when I tell you, he just the dog shit out of him mad times, bro. He wasn't even funny no more. He beat the funny out of nigga. That's what I'm talking about. This nigga really a legendary. This nigga beat the funny out of nigga, man. He beat the funny out of nigga. Scotland know what happened. He beat the funny out that nigga. He stopped smiling. Niggas had to do a whole show and name it after him, his whole segment, because the nigga beat the happy out of him. I'm sorry, it's my God. I'm
getting the happy beat out you was fucking hysterical, by the way.
That's really taking a nigga's smile.
He ain't losing his smile. He got his smile took.
Charlie Joe.
Let me ask Chad real quick. What's your perception of Colt Cabana? Like if Colt Cabana, if I was like, hey, what's your favorite Colt Cabana match?
I couldn't name too many Colt Cabana matches. I just know he's had a lot of memories and moments because of the Colt Cabana. Like, that's really where I know a lot of Colt Cabana. Even being present in that time, I was mostly just like so fascinated by like, had the Copa. Like, I thought, I was like, this is such a cool theme song. Like,
when you have the nigga remix too.
What?
Oh yeah, yeah. There was a nigga version. He had somebody rapping over the Barry Manilow joint.
Did he call it the nigga remix?
Nah.
Oh, I was like, nah. This went under the radar for me. I had no idea that Colt Cabana was saying the nigga remix. I thought he would have been out of here a long time ago at that point. If that was being it was crazy. But nah, the Colt Cabana was always like my thing. I think I enjoyed like the entrance. He's one of those guys where the entrance and his aura, I think, was just more fun than a lot of the matches. That's kind of just what it came down to me. Like, he's like a No Way Jose, the other guys. That, you know what I'm saying? They just have the aura and the entrance. And
that Superman pin.
Yeah, the pin. There we go.
The
You
Superman
just brought
pin.
it back. The pinfall, like when he does this. What is it like this? And
Yeah,
yeah. I was just like, huh?
They call him No Way Jose. He had moves. He got busy. He would get busy. Like him and Nigel would get busy. Like he'd get busy, but he like the entrance was more fire than. But he get busy. But he was calming.
Fam, I don't even remember him having the WWE run. When I found out he went to WWE, I was kind of disconnected during that era. So like I had to do the knowledge and the science, and I was like, he had a cup of coffee in the WWE. Like, wow. You would have thought that with his cachet, he would have been brighter, a la low key. Well, maybe low key didn't really go as high, but there's a couple people that were in his elk, Punk Joe, you know what I'm saying, AJ, but he just fell into like that lower level guy that like he had nothing memorable going on in the WWE. So I think that was crazy. The reinvention in AEW I thought was going to be cool, but that didn't really pan out to anything. Dark Order was the curtain call on his trajectory, and you know, that's Cole Cabana in a nutshell. So are we really wrong in like, yo, Cole Cabana was just the theme song and really no strong memories assumption? You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's how the career ended, it's like, damn, dogs, you was the lackey to the Johnny Hungry. You know what I'm saying? That's Cole Cabana in a nutshell, y'all. Like, word, that's about enough time we're gonna give him. You know what I mean? Like, that's it for Cole Cabana. That's my best memories of him, honestly. Like, Homicide got way more credible memories than a Cole Cabana, which is someone he again is tied to in history with Ring of Honor. But yeah, this might be the most Cole Cabana talk I've ever had in all of our podcast history.
That's what we do on the watch.
All the guest features, 100 and something RSC episodes. I don't think we've ever talked about Cole Cabana. Ever. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of cool. Good walk down memory lane with this one.
See, I'm painting the picture right now. I'm painting the picture. You know what I mean? Ayo.
He got words.
Ayo, real quick. I know he's a former NWA champion, but like, could you look at Cole Cabana and be like, man, he should have been a WWE world champion?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Oh, you know you said Cole Cabana? Like you didn't say Homicide. You could have said Homicide. Like,
no.
Like he's one of those guys who at first look, you're like, he may or may not be a wrestler. I think of Pete Gas.
Just,
you know, you put Cole Cabana in a shirt, that's Pete Gas.
What? Pete Gas?
Pete Gas. I'm just talking about off. I'm not talking about watching the matches. I'm talking about off first look. If you just see that guy on the magazine page,
yes,
you're not thinking world champion.
Dog, I'm about to tweet that.
Nah, you definitely not. You definitely not thinking world champion. You definitely don't think that when you look at Cole Cabana. Like he looks like the help. Yes.
So
yeah,
whoa.
So
I don't know about that, buddy. No.
Okay, so
Santino is the god. All right, Santino great assign Cole Cabana right now. Like, if y'all don't believe me, go to TNA, go to the latest TNA Impact episode and watch the reaction that Santino gets from El Paso on his first entrance.
And
that really clicks anything Cole Cabana does. When he has that first segment with Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce on Raw backstage, the pop for Santino gonna be bigger than anything Cole Cabana ever had. I'm sorry to wild up Cole Cabana, but I seen someone come for my man Santino pause, and I was like, no, chill. He just got a standing ovation in El Paso, Texas for TNA Impact. Come on, man. Let's take it easy. Take it easy on the Santino.
They did like 4 times, 80 times.
Santino got a better career than Cole Cabana. What is the rabbit hole we going down right now?
The reason why I painted the picture is because exactly why the feud with Homicide might be Homicide's best work in Ring of Honor. That man Cole Cabana had, like, that nigga was not happy during that feud. Like, I'll never forget. I think it was an early December ROH card in 05. And Homicide had separated or hurt his shoulder. So he was supposed to have a match with Cole, but the match couldn't happen. But Steve Corino was also on that same card. Homicide comes out to Colt Cabana and was like, I am killing Steve Corino. And if you get involved, he's talking to Colt, if you get involved, I'm killing you too. Right. And so they do the intermission, whatever. Homicide then attacks Steve Corino. Colt Cabana comes out for the save. What does Homicide proceed to do? He attacks Colt Cabana and proceeds to pour Drano down Colt Cabana's throat. That right there in itself
I've never seen anything like that in my on
incredible.
television, bro.
Drano. It's like, no, he really from the projects. Like he really he really not.
That was said. I ain't never seen anybody do it until then. So you know,
cabinet product.
Yeah. I'm trying to clean.
Yeah, he did it.
He poured Drano in the middle of the ring.
Yep.
He told
right there.
Ain't shit funny no more. Ain't shit funny.
Yeah, I'm not laughing no more, bro.
Nothing funny no more. They probably like make the music a little darker. It was bad.
I wouldn't even come out. Ain't no music. Ain't no gear. Ain't none of that.
He got his gear back at, and then
not a nigga.
They had a classic. That last match, that was a classic. That was a classic. And I think that was I think it was like one of their last matches. It was a classic. And it was done.
Yeah. I'm one last thing before we go to TNA and then we wrap everything up. The ZCW Cage of Death match took place in Ring of Honor. But that was a very iconic feud. ROH, ZZW, you know what I mean? Chris Hero, Claudio, they brought in Eddie Kingston, Spider Nate Webb. On the flip side, you got Adam Pearce, Scrap Daddy. Joe's in the middle of it. BJ Whitmer, fuck him forever, but he's in it. But the Cage of Death match, I think there was the anticipation, was Homicide going to be a part of the match? And when I say that was one of the most iconic pops I've ever heard in pro wrestling, when Kingston, Claudio, and Chris Hero are arguing in the middle of the ring, and you hear the Beanie Siegel, the Kill Bill joint go off, and the Beanie Siegel, the truth.
And you got to think
one of the best theme songs ever, by the way. Like, the fact that he ain't never got flagged, taken down, told to cut it out. Like, I need the backstory. You know what I'm saying? Beanie Siegel let it fly. You know what I'm saying? Or
Can't stop, won't stop. Rockefeller Records, baby. Can't stop, won't stop. Rockefeller
Can the Philly
Records.
correspondents let us know if
Listen,
Beanie Siegel and them like ever, you know what I'm saying, cooperate?
I don't know if Jules got any intel, or he probably would, but I just feel like just on my conspiracy tip, on some positive shit, it was, like, he from Brooklyn, that song is on Rockefeller Records, like, I don't know, but Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Rockefeller Records, baby.
I need them niggas to take a pic together, man, just for the culture. Like, that's
I agree. I think that's fly. I agree. Beanie Siegel and Homicide link up would definitely be good for the IWC. I fuck with that.
Yeah, I don't think Siegel ain't gonna flag that. He ain't watching ROH. So it's love. That's the real answer. I ain't want to say it, but
because if state property was gathered around watching Ring of Honor, that's mad funny to find out on a documentary. Like one day, like they looking back and it's like, yo, they're on a tour bus watching Death Before Dishonor. This is kind of random.
I do have it on good authority. That my brother and Freeway know each other, but I do have it on good authority that conversation was had. Like, yo, like, boy, you was the truth. Like this, she showed him to him and all of that. But that's all I know about. That's all I know about.
You just missed us discussing state property, watching Homicide matches potentially. You know what I'm saying?
Freeway used to go to our barbershop. You dig what I'm saying? So, but that's
Oskino, Young Guns, and the gang was all chilling watching Death Before Dishonor 2006. You know
real shit.
That's fire.
You know what I mean?
Not for nothing. I don't know what's coming up because you got the gentleman on the pod. Shout out to Big Face Gary too, man. Fucking legend. I just wanted to say that since you was up there.
Big Face Gary, facts. I was up on there. Shout out to
talking about state property. I gotta bring him up. You know what I mean? He's from the town, so I gotta do that. Shout out to all my Haitian folks too in the city.
Gang.
Shout out my nigga Ron too. Ron the producer.
Yeah.
Brian with Big Brian.
That's my boy Ron the Don. You know what I'm saying? RSC.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
Ron Artest.
Mm-hmm.
Shout to Ron the Truth Killings while we at it too. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Black champion. You know what I mean? Black champion. Respect.
Ron Simmons.
The homie Ron Harper. Ron Harper was bald and on the Bulls.
The OG Ron Harper.
Ron Harper was bald and on the Bulls, but wasn't Jordan, but it was close.
Yo, Ron Harper.
Shit.
What a throwback.
That's real shit.
Oh man, fuck
I can't give y'all this one. It's Rod, but it's Rod Strickland. That's right. Yeah, it's my bad.
2 letters is close.
Hey man, what y'all think of the TNA run? LAX, Latin American Exchange.
Historic.
Mm-hmm.
That's really where I was, to be honest, introduced to him. Like, although like the first match I saw was the House of Glory, that's when I was introduced to him, was the LAX run. So that's my primitive earliest memories of seeing who Homicide is, you know. Chad, the TNA aficionado, so I be picking up little nuggets here and there every time we talk about TNA. That's it.
Like with the TNA run, when the Gringo Killer, when they named it that, I was like, oh shit, my man's really here. Like they had to change his finisher to like for corporate. Like that's when it was like they got
different money.
Like yo, Cop Killer, they like it's the Gringo Killer. I was like,
yeah, we can't do that. Not Nashville.
He folded AJ Styles like an accordion pose. He got him done with that move.
I was like, whew. AJ knew the assignment.
Yeah, they changed that name. That's different money now. Not Trump State Nashville. They ain't called the Cop Killer no more, bro.
Yeah. It wasn't that vibe no more.
Yeah. They got Gringo off. It's crazy.
They did. Yeah. They let that fly. They did, in fact.
You'd be surprised how you get certain things through corporate, though, but just not the blatant ones, you know.
I mean, we got Gringo Loco, so it's all good.
I got a whole idea about that.
Loco, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shouts to Gringo Loco. That's the OG.
Yeah. If you think about it, man, LAX, like that, the original, like Conan, Homicide, Hernandez. Like the presentation. Use that word, bro.
So shouts to Hernandez. Man.
Shout out to Hernandez, man. Another nigga I thought was going to be a world champion.
You thought Hernandez was gonna be world champion?
I did. I thought
that elk.
I was in that elk. I did think he was gonna be world champion. You know what I mean? Like
when he won, he won the global though.
Oh, the Jeff Jarrett belt.
Yeah, he won the global.
Oh, the GFW title.
What was that?
Global
Force? Global Force Wrestling.
Not just the global.
Oh, he did.
Twitter,
he did.
Right?
Yeah.
Just Global Force Wrestling could be anywhere right now. It's any corporation in any country, any city right now. It's just GFW's Global Force. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They sound like that's the wrestling federation that you go to the blood drive and they just happen to be there.
That's around the corner pro.
That's around the corner pro, bro.
Global Force Wrestling is literally what you see in the movies and just anywhere you go where it's just local wrestling. Like, yo, it's around the corner.
That was Ring of Honor, like in the movie The Wrestler, that was like Global Force.
That was
it's like we just, nondescript. It's the wrestlers you get from the 99 cent, the 5 and dime store. They ain't got no name on the box. They just got red tights and no knee pads.
Shit,
right. If Ring of Honor is Good Burger, then Global Force was Mondo Burger.
Real shit.
Shit, you remember the like in old video games, they used to have like the makeshift wrestling games. Like maybe that's what Global Force Wrestling was like.
Action wrestling.
Yeah.
Action wrestling, yeah. That's the vibes. Action wrestling on Thursday night.
Slam.
Shoot,
got
my favorite
under the M for no reason. You know what I mean?
Oh, for no reason, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I remember there was one segment they did with because the big feud for LAX was AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels.
Yes.
Iconic.
My 14th birthday, bro. I think that feud
yes.
started like the week before my 14th birthday. But yeah, my bad, Scott.
There's a
in 06.
Yeah. There's I think AJ went down to Mexico to do, that was that time TNA and AAA had a little partnership. So AJ's down in Mexico and he's outside, he's doing like promo work, and then Conan and Homicide pull up but they got a whole bunch of luchadors behind them. And Conan's like, "You in the wrong part of town, boy." And they just beat the shit out of AJ.
Yeah.
It was dangerous time.
Very underrated run for Conan and TNA.
Yeah, very underrated.
Shoot, that was Conan's, I think, his last great, like from a national television exposure. Like, he was the perfect mouthpiece for Homicide and Hernandez. Like the whole, like I said, the whole presentation, like them having their own separate entrance. You know what I mean? Like, incredible. Like, everything about LAX was incredible. But I do think when we finally got to Homicide having like a solo run, like it just won't there, man. Like, because if I could be wrong, because I kind of started to fade out at this point. Didn't Homicide turn on Hernandez to join Eric Young in his group?
You are.
It's a nasty stat to pull. It's a nasty, like what a way to end this one. Like, yeah, so Eric Young in Homicide is where we are at. Like, that is, which is, you ain't wrong though. That's really how shit ended up going. Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of wild that, like, Eric Young is also tied to so many people's end of their careers. Homicide and TNA, like certain runs. That's nasty.
Sure, why do you think
bad pen? That was a bad pen.
That was terrible.
We needed Gabe to write something for him, a couple balls. That was bad, whoever did that. But it is what it is because niggas got paid.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
Hey, why do you? Somebody brought it up earlier in the chat. Why do you think Homicide never got the call to go to WWE?
Because he didn't want to wear the pink Power Ranger mask like A-Kid right now on NXT.
Nobody would have wanted that.
Like, he didn't want to be a luchador.
In hindsight, because of how authentic this dude is and how really kept it, nobody wanted that. Everything like his, you think changing the name of the finisher was bad. His whole A to Z would have been different.
Mm-hmm. He would have been El Homo, or however they say pause, if they say it in Spanish, with a mask in the WWE. You know what I'm saying? They would have changed his joint around. He would have had a mask and a cape. That's legitimately how I thought Homicide would have been in WWE. I was like, yo, I feel like they wouldn't have let this guy fly. Like, he would have.
The thing is, like, his style was so raw to me. Like, the moveset would have been a little different. You know what I mean? Like, it just would have been a little too much. You know, I'm not.
Agreed.
Check would have been there. So if he'd have went, and I think he's talented enough, he would have been able to figure it out regardless. You know what I mean? If you're nice, you're nice. That's
you got to use 2 M's with that, by the way.
You seeing
2 M's.
That's a wild thing to see on the street.
2 M's. It's 2 M's. It's homo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the Vince.
Here's the question. What would the Homicide WWE feud be?
Gene Snitsky, he would avenge Kane and the baby being dead.
Okay.
It's not my fault.
Yo,
Homicide would have showed up and be like, it is your fault, nigga.
Oh, man. What's the entry, though?
I think it would have made magic with Punk.
Mm.
I think Punk would have grabbed him up. Like, yeah, he good, man. Because, you know, that's what niggas do for niggas. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if he came, like, when Punk was doing the 23rd Money in the Bank run, and he needed, like, he'd probably bring Homicide up. Like, he was trying to bring up Danielson. So I would say probably Punk.
I was going to say Brian, too. Like, that's easy money.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Brian. You know,
yo, son.
And then also like the perfect opportunity to let people know what he could actually do in the ring. You know, Brian is the perfect dance partner for that.
Well, shoot, if he had been like, I don't know if it had been considered too late, but the early Black and Gold NXT, you know, they were bringing in people like Austin Aries, you know, that's when Joe, like. Shoot, can you imagine
Bobby Roode? Yeah, that would have been
Joe and Homicide and NXT would have been kind of nuts.
That'd have been fly. You're right.
Cruiserweight Classic would have been fire if he was in that.
That would have been tough.
Homicide would have had the Monty Brown stint in ECW is how I feel like it would have went. It would have been like that quick run where you like, yo, He's crossing over from TNA. He's a beast, but it's just not connecting. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you gave Ezekiel Jackson and a couple other random people the ECW title, Homicide would have been dope to etch into that, even though it was WWECW. But I think he would have fit into that mold, just how Monty Brown kind of. But that's another topic for another day about Monty Brown. You know what I'm saying? The shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
Do y'all remember when Carlito had John Cena stabbed in the club?
Jesus?
Yeah, Jesus. That could have been Homicide. Could have got Homicide and John Cena.
That's funny.
It is.
We'll never see that guy again, by the way. Jesus.
Oh, man.
We not make a return.
That was very clever, Scott.
Thanks,
Said
bro.
the angle when I forgot all about that till you said it.
Yo, real quick, one time for everybody watching and listening that does not have a beard that is shaped like Lexus King. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all, man. I appreciate you if you don't. You know what I mean? Do whatever you do with your beard. I don't have the opportunity to have chin hairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, or like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I kind of got the Philly beard. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Low. I kind of got the beard where it's like, it ain't going to connect all the way. It's like them Triple H 03 mutton chops where it's like, it's going to come right here. Pause, but then it's just going to stop.
It's the ghetto Lemmy.
So,
it's the ghetto Lemmy.
I cut mutton chops on purpose. I did a video.
What year did you commit this murder, son?
I was wild.
Why did you do this? I'm sorry.
I shot a video with a punk shirt on. This is like pipe bomb, bro. And
you did on purpose.
It'll never be seen.
Yo, you gotta pull the footage of this. This has gotta be on the. This has gotta be.
I'm gonna tell you about it. You can imagine that it happened, but you'll never see it, bro.
Yo, no way you had the evolution of mutton chops going on, son. No way. This man had the John with the naked chin. No
I was Lemmy, bro.
Son.
I ain't seen my chin since.
King, dickhead.
I ain't seen my chin since, dog.
Yo, dog.
I was Lemmy, bro.
Nah, son.
Rest in peace, Lemmy, man.
Word up.
Wow. Holy smokes.
My girl almost left me, man.
Yeah,
jeez.
Coming out here with the Harley race, man. Like that's.
I mean, yo, just make sure you're not putting designs and all that funny shit that Lexus King is putting in there.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? No McDonald's logos, no none of this spray paint Beijing on the beard shit that he got going on right now.
The Archers is crazy.
So, two more things, and we'll rock out of here. So I stopped watching wrestling for a good minute, like after 2010, like around 2010. I kind of faded out. So by the time I came back was around like NXT Gold, Black and Gold was starting to pop off. So we talking about like the last 10 years and everything. And Homicide went through like this transition, like, you know what I mean? Like he's a legend and everything like that, but like he's not on like TNA, like he's doing the old LAX versus new LAX to Santana Ortiz, but that's not on national television like that. People not really watching Ring of Honor like that. I know there was the group he had with Brody King. I think it was Tony Deppen, somebody else.
Yo, I actually watched that the other day because he was going against Roosh. Like, so on a random, like the YouTube just be throwing on some random shit. And I was like, yo, Violence Unlimited was a faction during the pandemic. Wow, all this Brody King popularity again in his resurgence is starting to make sense again. Like, I remember this.
Look, that's the type of shit we about to see on TNA now that Delirious got the book. But I say all that to say, like, it was like the last 10 years of Homicide's career. Like, I think, would you say that he, I don't want to say fell off of the light from people, but like, would you say that you would have loved to see his career in the late 2010s flourish a little bit more? Like, you know what I mean? Like AEW obviously came at the end of 2019 or the beginning of 2019. So like the navigation for him to go to WWE wasn't really there at the time. But would y'all love to see, I guess, more from him during that time? Or do you think the work that he did from 2010 to his retirement was exactly what it needed to be?
Yeah, I think I was kind of shocked he never went to AEW because he was on ROH towards that last run before Tony bought him. he had his own crew and all that, and he did it in the feuds with different guys in the show and stuff like that. So he was still moving around and doing things, and it just seemed like the likely thing. Then you had the new you had LAX at the time, the new LAX there, and then you had Santana Ortiz. Then you had Eddie Kingston there. So it was like, damn, why isn't Homicide there? At least one. Everybody that had like a little, quick run. If I'm not mistaken, he might have had one match or so at AEW, but I felt like that should have been like a play where he was there more often. You feel me?
His career went exactly how it had to go. Because imagine this, right? Think about that old NXT era. I don't know if y'all was tapped into it when it was still a game show. So like that's kind of where I came back into it, like the Miz era. So like with the Nexus. Now, if Daniel Bryan got fired for choking somebody, kayfabe, well, it wasn't kayfabe. It was just, just bullshit with the choke. You know what I'm saying? Justin Roberts, the necktie. And low-key was already hard to deal with and then got saddled with a tag team gimmick with Michelle McCool and Layla McCool holding a split-up women's title belt split in half. Like, that's what he did on the main roster. Now, imagine what Homicide would have done in between that. Like, if that's what low-key did and Bryan Danielson got fired, like, you think low-key would have been on an NXT game show at this time period? Like, that definitely, I couldn't even see it. So, I think his career ended up going exactly how it had to go. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think I would have loved the AEW run. Like, when it first came about, I was hoping he was going to be a part of that crowd. And looking back, think about some of those names they featured. Who was the hardcore guy that was from England that clearly is not present anymore?
Jimmy Havoc.
So you mean to tell me that Jimmy Ray couldn't have been subtracted?
Jimmy Havoc. Yeah.
You mean to tell me he couldn't have been subtracted and Homicide could have been put in his place and he'd probably still be present as an agent in AEW right now? Like, that's kind of where I saw it. You know what I mean? So I think his career, unfortunately, for the best, ended how it had to go. You know what I'm saying? He's safe. Granted, everything that he found out going on, internally. But he is fine and able to end his career on his terms. But I would have loved if he would have been able to be focused more on a mainstream platform. Like him and Jerry Lynn as agents, I think would have been pretty dope, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes. And even just the way Chris Parks, Abyss, Jamie Noble, Kenny Dykstra, a lot of these people are agents now. I would love to see Homicide be in that role right now, man, like for somebody. Like it'd be a great constellation to see, man, because he's a great mind, a great talent. He wasn't hardcore bullshit. He actually came about and kicked ass. So I wish he was able to be in this agent position. And hopefully, from my words to God's ears, you know what I'm saying, right here on the BG be able to make some shit happen where a news report going to break in a couple weeks or so, like, yo, we bringing Homicide on to be an agent.
Yeah, I can see it too.
Maple Leaf Pro. Like, I'll take Maple Leaf Pro, man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he comes on with NXT or AEW, like, whatever the case is, I'm cool with that. But that's kind of how I feel about it. Sounds so passionate, but, that's how I feel about it.
Oh, that's real shit.
I think I can't follow up. The one thing I can say is there ain't no blemish on his career. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nobody that can say anything sideways about Homicide at all. There's no period that he's been active where it was like, oh, that was whack. And again, just speaking about like that period of time when a lot of them guys were going to the E and it was turning out whack, he does not have that on his jacket.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was able from top to bottom, A to Z, I'm Homicide. I'm me. 1,000%.
He's one of the few. You're right. He's one of the few that can say they've never done the Fed. So you're right. That is pretty dope.
You know what I mean?
And I think this is a dope moment. Like, he calling his own shot. He called his own retirement. Like, it's only right the guy with like the cleanest, strongest jacket goes out like this on his terms, round his way with his people. You know what I mean? Like, it's very poetic.
100%.
Passing the torch to Santana? That was pretty fly.
Hey, Santana is lined up to do amazing things, both with the way that Josh passed it to him in TNA. You know what I mean? And now with Homicide, like, I've been a fan of Santana for a very long time. Skinny Santana. You know what I mean? For a very long time. Funny. So I'm happy to see it. And it makes sense. And again, like he's that family tree. You know what I mean? Like that family tree is clear.
Not for nothing. To some people who are just now watching TNA, they like, yo, where did this Santana guy come from? You got to do your knowledge in the science. Like, he's already done the LAX TNA tag title run history way back then. So he's having his Shawn Michaels run right now, present day. So it's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? To see like, nah, he isn't just coming out. He isn't just popping back from AEW like, yo, I'm here to take over. It's like, nah, he's actually been OG TNA. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's been.
LAX versus old LAX was fire because they remember they had this shit with the kid got hit by a car. They was wilding.
Yep.
Drive-bys. It was crazy. Like
Yep.
He got busy. That was one of his last great on television runs, if you ask me.
Yeah. And, and I'm so glad that you were there for the retirement joint. I'm glad that you got the moment on footage of Homicide going up to Mike Santana. You could tell like Santana was like crying. Like you could tell like this just the.
There's a shot I didn't get, but he had a very moving speech that was like about 5 minutes long, where he just spoke from the heart, and it was so moving that I never seen Homicide cry. He cried right in the ring, and I was like, that shit was deep. That moment. I wanted to get that moment, but it was just too real. Like sometimes you guys just leave shit.
You gotta let it feel it.
Yeah. So, but that was really the moment when he made Homicide cry. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's how much you could tell they had a deep connection. He was like, yo, all these niggas had the same story. They was like, yo, he's like, I remember my pops died, and right after it happened, I pulled up to you and you just let me cry, talk shit. You was there. And he just said that multiple times. Multiple niggas have stories like that of just like he called at the right time. That's what makes him the legend he is. That's why I see him posts him. Homicide, Samoa Joe posts him. This is why he is a legend for real. You know what I'm saying? Because
Ring of Honor did on the YouTube page, they did like a 7-hour just like Homicide matches, but it opens up with Eddie Kingston talking. He's talking about how much Homicide meant to him, and like you said, like Eddie Kingston said the same thing. He was like Homicide with his guardian angel. Like he was like Homicide just knew when to call Eddie. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the important thing about Homicide is like when we talk about like that last 10 years of his career. And keep in mind, the reason why we're even doing this watch list is because of a tweet somebody said about Homicide is retiring and nobody's talking about it. But then you go to the day of and you're just seeing the outpour of love from everybody.
Even TNA threw their archive up. You know, their social media team quick. They're like, we forgot.
Yeah. They always 12-1 in the chamber, bro. Like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But like you said, like everybody, Punk, Josh Alexander, Diamante, Nana, like
he was there too.
Who?
Nana was in the building too. It was a lot of Rich Juan was in the building. A lot of luminaries in the building.
Iconic story you told on the Almanac Show too.
Go listen, y'all. Go tap in Almanac.
Yeah, very iconic.
Yeah.
But that I think that's the when I say like when we talk about like the legend, like we're seeing legends that we grew up on retiring now. You know what I mean? Like we no longer seeing like, you know what I mean? Sting retiring is one thing because Sting in his mid 60s. But now we seeing Christopher Daniels retire. We don't know if we've seen the last match of Bryan Danielson. We're seeing Homicide retiring, John Cena's retiring, Tanahashi's retiring. We're seeing like the people that we grew up on now calling it a career. Obviously, with his situation, his Homicide's health is the most important thing. You know what I mean? Like you can tell that this is not something that he wants to do, but like he's got people that are depending on him. You know what I mean? And rather than take the risk and keep wrestling, he's doing what's best for his health. This might not be the end. You know what I mean? Fingers crossed, like we get like he becomes the Terry Funk and we see Homicide wrestling within 2 years. But it's just like I said, man, like it hit me watching Homicide make his last entrance. It was just like, damn, like I remember when I first saw Homicide. And now we seen him do that last walk, man. Like this shit was special.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was like The only thing I wish it was like, I wish it was at fourth rope so niggas could have sang the truth. Because you niggas ain't know the truth bar for bar. That would have been fire. Like, you know, niggas singing Randy Orton and shit. Niggas need to do the truth bar for bar. Like, he need to be in a venue where they go, the truth, you know what I mean? Like, going bar for bar, hook and all that. Like, but, that shit was a vibe. That Homicide, when he won the title, was the first time I would be in them ROH shows. First time I was hearing what white people. It was such a culture shock for me to hear white people screaming black senselessly, like black. I'm like, I'm mad. So big white boy like black. I'm like, oh shit, this shit is crazy. Like he really like Jim Jones. He did it for like Jim Jones. He put on. This shit was crazy, bro. I never seen no shit like.
Well, shoot, man. Is anybody else before we get up out of here? Any last words on the career of the Notorious 187?
Hall of Fame that man up, bro.
Yeah.
What Hall of Fame though?
Don't they got
in the Wrestling Hall of Fame?
Don't they got that GCW, the Indie Hall of Fame? Isn't he in there?
They probably gonna do something.
Put them in all the Hall of Fame. They done put some niggas they never wrestled in the Hall of Fame.
WWE.
I seen like Jumbo Strap.
Putting a man named Homicide in their Hall of Fame is kind of fucking hysterical too. Like in an alternate universe, a man named Homicide going to the WWE universe.
That's what I keep forgetting. You're right. His name is Homicide.
Homicide going into the Hall of Fame is hysterical. Bronx niggas named Nelson. Keep it at that.
BX.
That's a fact. I know a couple
I know a lot of Nelsons, bro.
You do know a lot of Spanish niggas named Nelson. I ain't gonna hold you.
Good Nelsons out there, man.
I do.
You know, the way to properly close this out is we have to do it on the scale from 1 to 5. What on the no-low scale, the no-low 5-leaf rating, what are you giving the career of Homicide? I'm giving them 5 leaves. That shit is influential.
That's a 5 because there is not. You're not gonna like I said earlier. Ain't no smut on that man's name. Ain't nothing crazy on his jacket, bro. Respect from everybody. You know, up until that last match, the last day, it means something for Homicide to co-sign you. So that's 5 out of 5. That's bigger than any match. It's the respect that you know his peers give him. Done.
Yeah, definitely a 5, man. Shit, 187 leaves. You did what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
The complete decipher. But yeah, man. Again, like we said, strongest, cleanest jacket. Did it his way. Ran up on whoever thought had an issue. You know what I mean? And just from that, you know, like Chad said, from that ilk, man, from that cloth. 5 for sure.
187, like the boy Lowe said, like my brother said, 187. And Notorious, Brooklyn shit. Nobody did it like that, man. Like I said, you ain't never seen a thoroughbred have young boys that's legends too. Right off the bat while they still going. Winning world titles. Going against companies, stabbing niggas, throwing Drano on niggas, coming out with his own group of niggas, turning on them niggas. Fuck it, coming back. Like, yo, I'm here, cursing niggas. Doing what the fuck you want, coming in bandanas, basketball shorts, a cut-off tee, tats, elbow pads, talking that talk, New York City on his back, man. You never seen no shit like that, man. Legendary run, man. God bless him.
Singlet underneath. Come on. This hood.
They did have a singlet underneath.
Come on. He was the perfect.
I really wrestle.
Yeah.
I really wrestle.
Jules said the elbow pads. I'm like, you know, that singlet was underneath that shirt and them ball shorts.
Wait, like AI. Come on, get fucking out of here. They got culture, man. But yeah, this swag pad with the taping on it, the shoulder. First nigga with bad shoulders with the wrap on it. Fuck out of here.
He did. He was rocking the shoulder tape for a minute. Like that's one of the OG shoulder tapes I've ever seen.
He's going crazy in Basketball City. Dressed like that.
I give his career a good 5. I'll go right with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Outstanding career for what it was. You know what I mean? You can't really, you know what I mean, fault him for the things that ended up not happening. It's out of his control. He did the best he could. He's put on a legendary career that we talking about to this day. And I hope he watches this right now. And he appreciates everybody that's here right now on his stream You know what I'm saying? Giving him his flowers. He's one of the originators of pure grimy violence and wrestling, a real authentic New York nigga. You know what I'm saying? I love to see it as a New York nigga too. So I fuck with it right now. I'm sorry, I'm just in a fucking daze from NXT right now. It's just
It's a lot going on.
It's a lot. It's a lot going on right now in NXT.
Shout out to Florida Barbers, nasty shape up, but shout out them. You know, swag it out. Shout out to Florida Barbers, man.
Right.
Fact.
Shout out to Shawn Michaels too, by the way, man. Always cooking. Well, I'm on the stream right now, man. This women's division is just flawless at NXT, man. It's just
Heartbreak Kid, boy.
You know what I mean?
Sexy.
Shout out to the Heartbreak Kid, man. This guy is. Who would have thought, man? Can we
The
do a
one
watch?
I
Y'all did a
vision,
watch list of Shawn Michaels matches? Y'all did one already?
Yes.
Y'all did a Shawn Michaels watch list?
We
Yo.
did Taker.
You can do 3 more. You can do 3 more.
We got get
We might have to do a
That's
Shawn Michaels booking watch list.
Oh, we can do that. I mean, the next time I was going to link all of us up together is we were all going to watch Abdullah the Butcher versus Zeus. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Watch some, so you know what I mean.
I'm hello.
Wow.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, we can get that rocking.
in the crate.
Nobody talking like this right now, so
Digging
we
in
might
the
as well
crates.
do it.
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, like,
And look, that match is only 10 minutes too. You know what I mean? Like, we can get a good.
Did you retweet that the other day? Was that on X?
Yes.
Talk. We can watch the match while we talk. Nobody own it. We can watch the match while we talk. And yeah, that'd be wow.
Oh, shit, play right on here. Absolutely.
that's perfect.
That's a vibe.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that.
I don't know,
like
easy, because I caught that HOG content strike the other day. So
Yo,
Oh,
son,
you
you
did?
already put the matches up. You saw?
I put the whole
Yo.
Mercedes match up, bro.
Hey, listen.
No.
Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, that was the shit.
Wow.
Yo, he was literally there just like, yo, I'm gonna get the whole match. I'm like, yo, you sure about that?
You was moving like motherfucking WWE.
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
Nigga Gino crazy, man.
I was like, damn, I'm only doing
You were
this
stupid.
real quick.
it was stupid.
I was doing a brief little 30-second joints. He was just like on his like, nah, I'm gonna just post up right here, get the whole match and upload it right here from the
Yeah.
venue.
Nah,
Let's see what
I
happens.
was good money on Twitter. The problem was like, yo, I got arrogant. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna just throw it on the tube.
You was
I
feeling
woke up,
good. Yeah.
It was 10,000 views,
Yo,
300
the video
comments.
went nuts.
House of Glory say you're wild.
What up, yo? Look, if I put the Abdullah and Zeus match, is Carlos Colon still alive?
Damn, he might.
That's the
I
Puerto
don't know.
Rico joint, right?
I don't think
He might definitely come get that bread. He ain't playing about that bread.
That's wrestling count. You might have to Discord it, though.
that.
Yeah.
that-
That's
Yeah,
what bring to the Discord.
somebody gonna get the bread.
Shit,
Oh,
he sent
somebody-
it.
Bring to the Discord.
I'm gonna play it. He gonna send Invader 1 up here. Like, I don't want those.
I want no problems, man.
I don't want no bathroom trips. I'm
They
good.
put the tag on it like the radios, like they doing the pop of the tag on it. Like, yeah, BGW.
I know for a fact that Abdullah gonna come for some money, but you know, whatever. But
No problem.
All that niggas. So like, look at them doing the show.
I saw him with DDP.
yes,
Word.
He
yeah.
looked good.
That's what's up.
We need to get a duel
DDP
on
with
here.
everybody right now. Everybody's with DDP, I should say. Even Britt Baker.
I need to
If
be
you
with
if you
DDP,
are on the
dog.
Guantanamo Bay list, chances are you with DDP recuperating right now and getting your shit together. Like, nah, I'm just
He's a patron saint.
getting
Well,
right.
look.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to get out of here.
This was a classic episode.
Yeah, man.
Great return to the watch list. You know what I mean? I would like
Yeah,
to
man.
take this all-star panel. You know what I mean? We'll go across the board. Of course, you can find BGW at BGW Pod across all platforms. That's X, YouTube, Instagram. I think we have a TikTok. I'm pretty sure we have a Twitch. Like, go follow them. You know what I mean? Please go follow me, Scotland Underwood. Go read my articles over at Dark Sports and Media. Like I said, we in the final stages of my first long-form article chronicling Vader transitioning from WWF to the final run in All Japan. That will hopefully be up. Yeah, hopefully that will be up. I've been doing a lot of research on that. You know what I mean? Like I'm digging into like psychology.
I just went in Vader bag that exact era, so I know exactly. Trust me, we'll talk off here, but I know where you at with it, and you're crazy. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, appreciate you, bro. So yes, go follow me on those platforms, and you know what I mean, the good brother Low, also on the BGW.
Let's start BGW Pod. Squad page, Low from the Lead, personals, Locker Room Lead, visuals, Twitch, YouTube. Love y'all, man. Love these brothers right here in front of me, man. This is what we let it do.
Facts.
It's the Kid CHADLAW Chad Law live and direct right now with the BG Dub. Shout out to my guys, man. Always love, always appreciate being on the platform. The almighty RSC. Y'all know you can catch us on very select Thursdays. You know what I'm saying? We got lives going on right now. So we might not be on every Thursday. We'll be on there certain Thursdays right before pay-per-view to give y'all some good ringside commentary. We are keeping it clean in the 2025. So this is the PG era of the RSC. You won't be hearing any cursing. You won't be hearing any vulgarity. It's all positive. You know what I'm saying? We're keeping it very positive in the RSC community. You know what I mean? Since Tony Khan went on a liking spree, you know what I'm saying? And said, yo, when you talk good about AEW, I'm watching. Then it's like, you know what? You're right. We're just going to keep it positive. We are positive over here. We happy. We ready for Dynamite.
Real shit.
Who's ready for Dynamite tomorrow? All right? It's a stacked card.
Very.
It's going to be fire. You know what I mean? Shouts to Dynamite. Everybody watching the BG Dub. It's all love to the guys, man. Shout out to Chaz.
Love.
And
D-Mac.
Nola, D-Mac. D-Mac, man, we got to get D-Mac on the pod at some point, too, man. I feel like I'll be missing D-Mac when he be on sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to my guy as well.
You said Nolo. Nolo not part of the show no more.
Yo.
Just throw that out there. You know
Braves. Bad Braves. Bad Braves. Yeah, I'm back. It's that time. Yeah. You see the colors. You see the colors.
Yeah.
Might need that.
We gonna talk.
Might need that new AO intro. Replacing.
Damn, Nolo.
Yeah. Don't let them Giants get Shador. Don't let us get Shador. I'm coming on the football pod and we get Shador.
Nah, we're not getting Shador, man. It's a new era, though. You know what I'm saying? We so back. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Russell, Jameis. It's about to be a circus.
Wait,
keep us in your prayers. I've been praying.
We got Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. It's going to be a circus.
Okay. Damn. We moving like we ain't getting that pick. That's crazy. I need that.
It's going to be – the Giants are back, but in their own
– we always back. We never out the game. It's us.
I'm saying we got Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston on the same team. Like the Giants comedy circus is about to be fire this season. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about to be
all right. Yeah, all right, Gino. You was cooking all night.
Yo, all right.
We're not doing that, right? All right, we got it. Listen, we gonna talk.
Boy,
talk,
pull the
man.
championship ring out like, yeah. So I don't know what y'all niggas talking about.
Yeah, like,
over here.
We signing cats and dropping cats off because everybody can't go. Like Benny said, sorry.
Take your ring. Dropping niggas off the
move your ass. We back. We gonna talk.
We gonna see how this goes, man.
We gonna talk. Extensions and all that for certain cats. Yeah. Annie up.
Yo, follow me at right here at Heartbreak Julio. Tap in with me, please. I need support. I need money. I got a daughter. You understand what I'm saying? Like support creatives. You feel what I'm saying? I do the Almanac Show with my brother Drake. You can follow me at the Almanac Show. He run that page. He just him. I love him. That's my brother. We have a great podcast. We talk that shit. We're not clean, but if Tony holler, we gonna get clean too. You feel what I'm saying? Like we not playing. Like it's money to get out here. We try to get money with everybody. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to all my brothers that's pulled up here. My brothers on here. My brothers in the comments. Shout out my brother Gino. Shout out my brother Bodega. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all brothers. I love y'all boys. You feel what I'm saying? I watch all my pay-per-view. And I my ass off. So follow me on all my music endeavors. Follow me. I just dropped slowly but surely. It's on SoundCloud. I tried to throw it on the platforms. It just ran down on me because, I be a pirate sometimes, but I love the culture. You know what I mean? Fuck it. I just like to rap. But we working. Me and Ao got some heat coming first off. So I'll go shout out to that. I'm going to just announce that real quick. But yeah, look out. Blessing to everybody here. Follow the Black Guy Wrestling Podcast. Tap into this guy. Scotland got talent. Everybody on it was great. I appreciate y'all for having me. Pardon my lateness too. I do apologize to y'all.
You are good, brother. You are good.
Y'all have a good night, good evening. I love y'all. Follow me, ladies. I'm still single. I'm still here. At Heartbreak Julio, ladies. Tap in. Ladies in the DMs only, please. Respectfully.
Respectfully.
The pulse.
Now, man, I am a Ringside Club representative. You know what I mean? Signature Move host. Did the little intro on this pod as well. Sounds so good, don't you agree?
Yes,
and
sir.
currently we got these joints available right now. These leather, everything is pro wrestling trucker hats. They're moving. There are really not that many left. I am not gassing it. So if you don't have
waiting,
one,
man.
yeah, I think yours is in transit. I saw
my guy. I'm gonna check that because I got yours turned off.
It looked all right on the Shopify page, but you can follow me everywhere, man. I'm at IMAO Baker, Signature Move Show whenever I drop, Ringside Club every Thursday, music whenever you feel like listening to something nice. Julio, what up, man? Let's cook, baby.
I'm going to the studio tonight, but I'm finishing one project and then we cook it up because I'm trying to drop with everybody this year. I want to drop with everybody this year. I got a Wolverine, me and Wolverine. Shout out my brother Wolverine.
I saw Wolverine just dropped too. So shout
that boy Wolverine, man.
WrestleMania 3, baby, for WrestleMania season.
Yeah.
Wolverine drop every week, every month. That boy is a mutant.
Wolverine is
not human at all.
Yeah.
He's not. He's different.
PG Dub, man.
He really drew Julio stock up. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to Wolverine.
Appreciate y'all, fellas.
Love y'all, man. You know what I mean? Until we don't know what the next episode will be, we'll figure all that out. But until next time, my brothers, love y'all. We are out to the Notorious 187 Homicide. Salute.
Salute, gang.
Philly, Wolvermania 3. Love y'all.
And